Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Shootin' the Shibby. I'm Spencer.
I'm Brian.
And we're missing one of our main boys tonight. And oh, dear God, did I not
we're missing
realize.
the intern. It sucks.
Yeah. Burrell, where are you? We miss you.
Oh, yeah, Bob's missing.
But yeah, Bob, you can show up if you want to.
Yeah.
Now, long story short, it turns out being the person that knows how to, I don't know, produce the entire show is kind of important to have when you are trying to produce said show. Yes, you have always said, but we learned.
You learned. I knew.
Well, we experienced together. How about that? But you know what? We're down to Bob. We're up somebody else. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, my name is Kyle Sipe, and I am exactly one half of the Full Slice podcast.
If you haven't listened to the Full Slice podcast, they are super energetic, fun. Would you call it bro podcast? Is that derogatory?
No, I wouldn't.
You have
comedic learning entertainment, I guess. It's
Miss Frizzle. Got it.
Yeah.
Totally. Cruising on down Main Street, going to the Full Slice podcast.
Informative comedy, I guess. You're learning and you're laughing at the same time.
So what would you call this Shootin' the Shibby as half a slice?
Yeah, I would say maybe
Shootin'
a quarter
the
slice.
Half a slice. A quarter slice of the Shibby. There we go. There's the title for the episode. Bob, you're off the hook.
There you go.
You just have to make the description.
Shit, we have to come up with a description now.
It's not that bad.
We can if you guys can chop audio, we have a drop from RZA of Wu-Tang Clan. He's like, a full slice, not a quarter slice, not an eighth a slice, not a half a slice, but a full slice.
Now, I have to ask. Yeah, so you guys are on your, 66th episode, you said?
We just did episode 65.
65,
Yeah.
right. You've had quite a number of relatively famous people, kind of like the guy from the Wu-Tang Clan. Small hip-hop band, you probably heard of them.
Yeah.
But, how did you... I don't know. It just seems like it's the podcast is just so young still, but you've had so many amazing people on. Like, how did you go about that?
Just don't stop. Just knock on doors until one opens, and then when that door opens,
You know
what's
that, Brian?
inside?
We're never leaving this spot right now.
What?
This is what we need to do. Just sit here, keep talking.
No, not even that. Just write 100 emails a day until somebody answers, and that person create a rapport with them, and then that person's bound to know somebody else. Like, are you guys Flyers fans at all, or
Ducks.
Ducks? Okay,
I'm a
well,
Ducks fan.
do you know Flyers players by chance? Like, if I said Riley Cote.
I know Riley Cote, Claude Giroux.
Okay, we've had Riley Cote on our show.
That's cool.
We've had Zach Ronaldo. We had an original Broad Street bully, Brian Prop, on the show. So it's one Flyers guy got us the rest, and we name if you.
I obviously know what a Broad Street Bully is for our live studio attendee. What's a Broad Street Bully?
Broad Street bully is.
I don't know if you ever listened to our first episode where we tried to get Spencer to describe sports things.
Oh gosh!
And that's how we got. That's how we got.
Dude,
that's how we got the spingly wing dervish.
That's like when they have the Olympics every year, they try to over-explain hockey. It's like, boop, that's icing. When a player crosses the blue line, you're like, what the fuck is this? This isn't hockey.
I thought icing goes on cage.
Yeah, Jesus. They explain every call. That's offsides. When a player crosses the blue line and goes into the offensive line, we're like, oh my god.
Well, you see. Hi, I'm the reason they have to do that.
Yeah.
How you doing?
He's the guy that they're like, he's probably the guy that
you.
watches and says, oh, if hockey was like this year round, I'd probably watch it. Well, yeah, what if it was 6 weeks? You could stay in there?
Well,
like
I would probably just watch it if they kept explaining everything.
Yeah.
That's like
it's like hockey with subtitles.
That's like that bit where they get like football announcers to do like the Olympic sports,
right?
And they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So like, it's like the 100-meter relay, and the person like goes to like do the spin and then kick the legs to the wall. It's like, and that person wins. Oh nope, they're going back. They're on their way.
It's like Nick Swartzen. You guys familiar with Nick Swartzen?
I know Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that's a great Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yo, remember, dude?
I know other guy with multiple syllables in his name.
What did you think about? Remember that scandal? Like he had a kid with the maid like 5 days before his real son was born.
Who, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, it was like this big, it was a tad
wait,
reckless.
Wait, are we actually talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger right now?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, cool.
That's why
I didn't know what we were talking about.
Yo, before that scandal came out, he's one of my idols, and I'll tell you why. Nobody that talks like him should be a movie star. First off, he was a paid bodybuilder. Then he became a movie star. He married a Kennedy, and now he's the governor of a state he can't pronounce.
Well, he's not the governor anymore.
Well, no, he became.
But
the governor.
He was.
Yeah, and he had a kid with the maid and said, "Shut up!" Like what the fuck? The baby was probably born with like a flat top and sunglasses.
I don't think there's one celebrity, like one mainstream celebrity male, it looks like, that hasn't been somehow linked to the Me Too movement. Like, it really...
I was just gonna say, like, to answer both of your question and relate someone to Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, Jesus.
Is somebody else who like
Ooh,
that man
Rocky.
should not. And granted, he almost wasn't.
Yeah.
Because he pitched Rocky, and they're like, "Cool, we're gonna get somebody else." He was like, "No, it's gonna be me."
Yeah,
and
that's
he almost didn't get it.
persistence. Just
True.
write emails, dude. We got.
That's
Yeah,
how
he
he became governor.
he fucking-
Arnold was just he kept firing off emails to everyone. People thought it was spam, but no, that was actually the governor.
He
Citation
he used to call people too in California, saying like, "Hello, like, please vote for me."
It was probably an answering
random-
machine.
just
If you
random
live in
people.
California, push 1. Hi, this is Arnold. I'd like for you to
But
vote.
like-
for
Arnold
but like,
actually, Arnold, he recorded himself singing da 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 da, and then
he
spoke
probably
over that.
He probably had Comrade in his political speeches.
That would fly over great, especially
God.
especially during the '80s. Totally.
I think it's very easy to be just like a normal person in society and be like, what a piece of shit to him for doing like that, something like that.
Yes,
But nobody
no,
knows what it's like to
absolutely.
handle that level of power. Like they had that show about people that won the lottery and what it did. There was this
Oh, it
big,
fucking ruins them.
big slob worked for
Yes.
Home Depot. Perfect dude. Like if he died, express lane to heaven. He won the lottery and started banging one of the hotties at Home Depot. Right. His wife finds out. She leaves him. He goes, what the fuck? He goes back to her to try to, reconcile. She says,
Sure.
go fuck yourself. And then she goes, man, what am I doing? And goes back to him. And by the time she got back to him, the dude killed himself. With 2 weeks, he stepped into Arnold's world and offed himself. You know what I mean?
but
That's like there was a story about I think it was someone's grandma or he was a friend of the family, and the grandma wrote the boy's name on the ticket for like a 50-50 raffle. Did you heard about this story?
I
Where
read the whole article. We
Yeah.
were going to cover it on our show, but it made me so pissed off. This woman wrote her neighbor's son's name on the ticket for good luck.
Yeah, she's like, I wrote his name on the
I heard
ticket
about
for
this,
good
and now
luck.
she's
But
like,
he said, as an 18-year-old kid, he goes, she wrote it on there because she said we were going to split it. Like I always go to her house for like pizza and movie nights and stuff.
Like
But
they were close. Like
Best
she
friends.
said, she even said, I considered him to be a son or grandson.
and the
whatever.
ticket says her
Well,
name
he was a
and
grandson.
No,
it has
they
the
weren't-
and
they weren't
symbol.
related.
So it
It
says
has the ampersand.
Spencer and Brian. Like it's like
Yeah, full name written out, both
Yeah.
people. Then they win, and he's under the impression that they're going to split it. She brings him to court to get the other half of the money.
she's not going to get it though.
Well, she can. I mean, it's pretty. Isn't it
She's-
like technically
she's
illegally
trying.
binding?
You can have up
She's
to
trying.
5 people on a ballot, and it was totally legit.
She's trying.
And he's
Dude,
just
what
like
a poor
standing
kid,
there,
man.
Yeah, dude, right?
Like, let's just face it. Even if he walks away with all that money, he still has to live with the fact that his loving grandmother, that he thought was best friends with, tried to sue him for money, and now their relationship is shot.
totally shot.
Like that.
And she's
I
also
know.
going to pay fees for that.
Yeah.
Like lawyer fees, court
Yeah.
fees.
Oh,
she's,
yeah.
She's gonna spend all of it trying to get the other half of it,
It's just like
rather than just keeping it and being
Yeah,
okay.
she's no, also it wasn't for the thought of like lottery money. It wasn't even that much money.
No.
They both got like $600K.
yeah, not even that much money. I'll
Yeah,
take.
it was. I mean,
You know what?
No, but I'm saying like when you think lottery numbers, you're thinking like $25 million
Oh, yeah.
or like
Yeah,
hundreds of
yeah,
millions of
yeah.
dollars, like the Powerball goes for.
right.
But it's just $600,000 goes to your head like that.
Yeah,
I could only fucking imagine what this lady would have gotten. Like what her thought process would have became if she got like the Powerball and won like
dude,
$500
what
million.
white trash appliances would you buy if you got fucking $600,000 tomorrow?
I would buy a decked out Volkswagen van again and travel the world and quit my
No
job.
appliance. Yeah, well,
Oh, that's my appliance.
obviously-
It'll
yeah.
be chock full of appliances like a
Microwave.
fridge. It will have a microwave. It'll have a fridge. Hey, man, even in the 80s, you had a fridge, you had a stovetop,
Yeah.
you had a sink.
Yep.
All you were missing was a bathroom, but that's what digging holes in forests is for. You're
Yeah,
fine.
exactly, dude. That would
Who
be
needs
cool.
who needs a shower? That's just a
All
waste
right,
of
but
water.
You ever notice like every time they have a tornado story, there's somebody that got like hit in the head with like a George Foreman grill or like some white trash
You have to
appliance.
wonder if it's product placement. You have to wonder.
Yes, that's
George Foreman's just
George
like
Foreman's
chucking
like-
grills into the
There's
tornado.
a story about a woman
Number
who's
one tornado grill, George Foreman.
yeah, that lady that her chihuahua blew away. And the dog's name was Dorothy. We're like, come on.
Okay, that has to be. That has to be.
She
set
blew
up.
away. She goes, he just went out, blew away. I'm like, man, I hope it blew through the
Toto.
bay window.
If I could quote our president, I call fake news. That's just too easy.
Hits
That's just too easy.
Yeah, hits an invalid in the face.
Right.
All right,
Your courage
so,
was here all along.
Sorry.
so speaking of winning the lottery, if you won the lottery today,
Yes.
would you still work or go back to work later?
I would work, but I wouldn't work any overtime. I would keep my 40 hours, tell my boss. I would give my boss, I know we don't talk about work, but we won't name where we work, but what I would do,
where you work. Yeah.
if I won, say the Powerball, that's,
Sure.
say $500 million. You get $450 after that, or $400,000 after whatever the government takes. If you have a good accountant, you can offset some of that, whatever. Sure. I would give my boss an investment from myself. Say, here's $500,000 for the company, because it's done me well so far.
Okay.
I will still work here. If I fuck up that $500,000 I gave you, you can take some of that and give me my paycheck. But I want to work my 40 hours. You could take away my vacation time, because if I don't work, don't pay me. And I would keep it at that. Because that way, if I got too foolish and bought like a helicopter in Argentina, I'd be like, all right, at least I can go back to my job.
I feel like you could probably afford a few hundred Argentinian helicopters with what would be
Sounds like a
400
cheesy
million?
metal band. Ladies and gentlemen, Argentinian helicopter.
Like a ska core band. Oi, 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 oi.
They gotta have like one thing that's just like the stick about the band.
But yeah,
It's like
stay
the
in
band.
it.
We're a
Betty
metal
White-
band with a trumpet.
Yeah.
No, actually no. They'd be the band where their shtick is the name, like the band Betty White Titfuck. The name is
sorry,
the only
what?
thing. Yeah, the
Yeah,
band.
what?
There's a band called Betty White Titfuck.
Why did I bring Betty White into it? She's a saint.
Dude, she's a beautiful
Hey,
philanthropic
man.
person.
Absolutely.
Hey man, that's the
I
name of
don't
the band.
think- I don't even think the deepest of tabloids have been able to scoop up anything that can remotely be filth about her.
I looked up the band. Their music sucks, so it's like the only thing going for them is
Oh, really?
obviously
With
the
a name like that, you'd expect it to be Oscar-level performances for movies, Oscar
They-
scores.
They don't got much going for them.
And the damn it, hold on, you have to fix this in post.
The best
the
fake
nominees,
metal band.
the nominees for best film score are Betty White Titfuck with Your Cat Is in My Lawnmower.
Runner-up was Doot. Your cat was Runner-up was Doot Doot Metal.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Other nominees were
what would you do? You didn't tell us.
Argentinian helicopters.
And the Oscar music, bum bum ba-na, ba-na, and they do the dramatic like.
Who would they thank? Who would Betty White? Oh well, that's actually a really easy one. I was
here's-
about to ask, who would Betty White Titfucker thank for their? I like to thank Betty White. I don't even know why I asked that.
I'd like to thank the Video Arcade for giving us the night off tonight to be here to accept this award.
You know who I wouldn't like to thank? My dead grandma who took half the money I used to start this band.
She got killed by a fucking appliance in a tornado.
Goddamn chihuahuas, man.
Took my dog Dorothy too.
She got hit in the temple by a bread maker in Kansas.
At least I kept the George Foreman.
So what would you do with the money, man? You didn't tell us. What would you do?
Fuck, dude. I would I always considered my basement to be my arcade. I would literally build a fucking arcade. That I would
Would
just
you pull
be
it?
for,
Would
like,
you do it like
personal use.
Cartman Land in South Park, where you like have infomercial or commercials about how nobody else is allowed to play in it but you?
Oh no! See, I'd be the exact opposite. I want I would do like a free arcade. I want the fucking world to come
Hey,
play games
children,
with me.
come play at my arcade.
Yeah, until some some like waterhead kid throws up on your Pac-Man machine.
No, I mean like, I would.
I
guess
actually
screen is in
I
a
would
way.
pay my money just to watch you flip out on a 10-year-old that like spilled his soda on your favorite arcade box. Just
No soup.
no soup.
There's like, I'll be like, all right, listen.
That's cool.
There are 4 arcade machines that I would be like, no one is allowed to touch.
That's cool.
That would be, well, technically 5 because it'd be 2 Hydro Thunder arcade machines for me and my dad to play. The Simpsons arcade machine.
The good game.
I fucking love that game.
Original Asteroids for
Michael
me.
Jackson's
You want to know a
Moonwalker.
fun fact about my little
Ooh.
brother and The Simpsons?
Fucking love that game.
We were at a fancy. We were at. It was. I don't know how she.
And the last
Hershey
one's
Park.
Die Hard, the video game. Just want to get that out there. Go.
Yeah, the
You're
fifth
like the
one.
new Bob. I get to interrupt you.
No, he was on the 4th and 5th, man. You got to let him roll.
Hey, let me finish that. But yeah,
Transitions.
Last one's Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die Hard, the
Oh.
arcade game.
Excellent.
I used to play that shit like there was no tomorrow in a Burger King in my hometown in Kearney. That my dad would just take us there, and I would just
Did you have arcade
fucking
games in a Burger King?
hell yeah, dude.
Dude, you never been to the old.
The 90s were awesome because I would literally just play arcade games at Burger King's.
Wow.
It was so cool.
Did you wear your Walkman while you doing it?
Oh, I fucking wish.
Dude, that's like the evolutionary chart of like kids with iPads and like fast food now. Like
I did see the viral video of the one little girl that's holding a Game Boy and trying to touch the screen to move through the Game Boy.
Dude, I did it the other day.
But
Me and my girlfriend were looking through
Millennials are
pictures.
ruining everything.
Dude.
But to be fair, she doesn't
Applebee's are going out
know.
of business.
Me and my girlfriend were looking through my baby
know.
pictures the other day. I took one of my pictures. I literally went like this. Oh. I spread my fingers across to zoom in on a manual picture.
The analog picture, yeah.
There's a picture there I have to bring to show you.
I can raise you after this.
When I'd like to show Spencer this, it would be right up your alley.
Sure.
What got me into welding, this artist, he would make anatomically correct dinosaur skeletons out of car parts.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
And he was able to quit his job. Like his work was in like the Smithsonian. It was like all over the world. And he was friends with my father. My dad gave him like tractor parts that looked like a fucking stegosaurus femur or whatever. And he took us to his house. He like invited me. He's like, bring all your friends, man. Like this old dude, beautiful guy. Took us to his house. And I was like, I want to do that. Like I saw him welding. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
We're gonna come back to welding, but what did you want to one?
I was gonna say
Actually, you know what? I want to transition. Let me just, before the moment dies. Back to The Simpsons. So we're it's my best friend at the time, myself and my little brother. I must be 13, so he's probably like 7 or 8, and we're all playing the Simpsons game together, and he was having so much fun at that moment that he actually relieved himself in his pants, in his dress pants, like because this is a nicer area.
All right, we're gonna play one up.
Oh come on, that's funny.
I pissed my pants in front of a president.
Which president?
Well, that's not
President
fair.
George Bush Sr. I was a little kid.
I'm sure he did too, so it's fine.
Oh no!
He pulled the
With
David
his pants off on little kids.
Did he pull the David Copperfield?
Did you pee your pants and he put his hand on your junk and said, "Haha, David Copperfield."
Oh no!
Oh God! Trying to get all the votes from the Republicans, and here's my Peter. My Peter.
But no.
Hey kid, quit dicking around.
Whoa, looks like it's wet and I see a willy. It's like Moby Dick down there.
Oh jeez. All right, enough with the children dick jokes. Anyway,
so
back
I
on to
will,
more mature topics.
I will
like
raise you. I will raise you.
peeing
You
in
trying to enlarge
God.
an actual
your
photo.
dick.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, I will raise you. So in college, we had a point in time where we played nothing but Minecraft. I think for like 4 months straight.
Which one's
I was there.
Minecraft? The one where like
Minecraft is the
Minecraft's
one
the
that
block
looks
game.
like a
Everything is a
16-bit
block.
Lego game.
oh,
pretty
it looks
much.
like Lego guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's essentially Lego's the video game.
yeah, yeah.
Even
okay.
though there
You
are
mine-
Lego video
you
games.
mine for instead.
I think
of,
I know what it is. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we played nothing but Minecraft for like a solid like 4 months straight.
Right.
And we all had like gave ourselves some god powers just to like make the game a little easier.
Right.
So we had like flight, some weapons that would never break and whatever. But like I was so used to flying everywhere. I was literally walking out of the radio station we had at Ryder. And I lived decently far from the radio station. I literally was just like, why am I walking? I tried to double jump to fly in real life, then realized, oh fuck. I have an issue. And I think I stopped
that's
playing
bad.
Minecraft for like
I feel like that would be
like a month.
breaking
I was
point.
like, I
back to
can't.
reality.
I was
Oh,
like,
the
I can't
ghost
play
tragedy.
anymore. I was just like, I played like if I wasn't in class or if I wasn't doing like work for class, I was fucking
I would
playing
like
Minecraft.
to
In
see
one
your
class I
Minecraft
played.
story and raise you. I was driving down the road and it was sunny, and I did one of these. Like I had my welding helmet on, and I probably looked like I was having a stroke to the
fucked
person at the
your
light
head.
next to me. Like, look at that guy. I'm like, oh jeez, oh that was bad. That was an even call. I'll say I'll call it.
I'll probably think of my one-up story like 20 minutes from now.
And the
when
hand will be
story's not
over,
replaying.
Spencer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Folded.
Pretty much. But that's okay, because that's just how
Back
I
to
roll.
the original question: be persistent. That's how we got where we are.
I thought we were talking about $600,000. I didn't even get there yet.
First thing we went to.
No, we were asking if you won the lottery, what would you do? And I just
See, my issue
Wanna build-
is I
build
would
an
be
arcade.
my go-to answer if my morals didn't play into anything is I would buy a
It's a
van
great
again.
disclaimer.
Well, I mean, legit, I would be so guilty, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like tooting around in my Volkswagen van again and look at a homeless guy.
Oh,
and be like,
yeah.
what the fuck did I do to deserve? Oh, this isn't fun anymore.
Do you know what I would do in all
but you
seriousness?
can't. Before, I'm sorry to cut you off right there. You can't shame yourself
I get guilt.
for having things when other
Yeah,
people.
this is why
don't.
you don't have sponsors.
You can't shame yourself for that.
Don't you do this to
it's
me,
not
man.
your fault.
No, we're going to intervention
Don't
him.
you do this to me, man.
It's like, I don't know what our self-worth
Not
is. Dude,
you,
if
man.
somebody's listening to you, you have self-worth. Just build off of that. If you won the lottery, it's not like
It's okay to be selfish
yes.
sometimes. You can't fix There's going
Breakthrough moment.
There's going to be problems everywhere.
Dr.
in the
Phil
world.
would have gone to
You
commercial
can't-
after
you
that
can't
statement.
Fix everybody. You can't.
Too bad
fix
we don't have any
everybody.
sponsors to go to commercial. No, I was kidding.
This broadcast is brought to you by my glass of water. It's
And
refreshing.
PBR, it tastes like beer, I think.
This podcast
What
is
were
not
we-
brought to you by PBR.
Over the
I also probably wouldn't say that.
Don't
about
give
a-
anybody free advertisement because if you say one thing you don't like, they will send you a C&D. That's how you know your podcast is also being listened to if you get the threat of being
Well, it's
sued.
brought to you by BPR, BAPS Blue Ribbon.
This podcast is not brought to you by PBR. We have no relation to them.
BPR, BAPS Blue
We have
Ribbon.
nothing to do with them.
So you're
They don't exist, Brian. That's the joke. Holy shit.
I'm talking
yes,
about the
Kyle,
actual
what were you
beer.
saying?
I didn't want to forget like what we were talking about in the car. Like I cut Spencer off like almost every question. I'm like, dude, just wait for the show. And now we're sitting here like, dude,
That's
you
entire
pizza.
podcast.
That's it. Yeah, really.
Cutting each other
Well,
off.
one thing I remember I wanted to touch on is you have a lot of internet creators coming out and saying how burnt out they are from just from doing their thing. Now, if you watch a lot of major YouTubers or Twitchers or
Yeah.
whoever, they all have a common trend between them is having high energy,
Yeah.
keeping modern content, touching current events and everything. And like the show itself is just great to watch. It's entertaining. It's fun. For me, I like watching. I watch it while I do laundry or something. It's just
Yeah.
entertainment.
Correct. Yeah.
But in the background, like they're burning themselves out to have a daily uploaded video. I mean, and a lot of these videos, like if you're a Let's Player, meaning you play video games and you film your reactions,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're filming 2-hour clips at a time.
Yeah.
Because
Cutting
early
it
on,
down to an hour.
One thing that we learned when we were doing
Yeah.
Let's Plays was like 10-minute blips is just not long enough for a Let's
No,
Play
it's
because you
not.
need to have
It's
just it doesn't allow
a
things
big
to
a
unfold.
big issue I realize while doing it, and what I see from a lot of people, and this was brought up on Oni Plays, which is a Let's Play series I love, and they were talking about why they don't have face cams for what they do, because they said it perfectly. It's just if anyone is emoting while playing a video game, they're faking it.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched someone play a video game? Perfect example. Look at my fiance right now playing a game. Is she going like, oh my god? No, whenever someone's playing a game, they're sitting there, they have a straight face on, and they're playing the game.
I
and
think you should
people.
do a Let's
If
Play
she
where-
ever did, there should be a lock on the other side of that door.
I'm about to say, I think you should just have a Let's Play where you don't speak, you only use a vocal version of the reggae horn, or whatever you call it.
Helen Keller plays.
Helen Keller plays Pong. She hasn't won a game yet.
I thought we were at that podcast, Brian.
That's not.
Come on.
What?
She can't
Helen.
hear you. She's dead. No, so back to it. Just
Helen.
keep.
She's signing the fuck
Helen.
out of us right now.
Yeah, from heaven. Just, you know what I think you have to do? Just find some stuff that you guys want that appeals to you, who you think listens to you.
Hey,
like
Nintendo.
we have beer. Like we have beer sponsors. Who doesn't like beer?
Gluten-free people.
People with celiac disease. If you have celiac disease, don't listen to the Full Slice podcast. It's not for you.
Celiac disease.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
The
Just
full
kidding.
gluten
Extra,
podcast.
extra gluten.
Yeah.
Full
Just
carb
kidding.
pie.
Not
Our
fuck you,
pie
Mom.
has the name of our podcast, Full Slice. For people that may wonder why the hell is it called that.
I kind of did wonder.
My name backwards is Pies, and my mom would always say on the phone when we were little when she was saying something, S as in Sam, E-I-P as in Peter, or Pies backwards. And they're like, oh, okay, because T-P, sound thing.
And you do the
S-E-I-T.
podcast with your brother.
Yeah, my brother. He went to
Right.
radio school, and he did little, stints in radio places, and he...
That's a cool little Easter egg. So you said you're one half of the Full Slice podcast, and
Yeah.
you both have the last name
Yeah.
Sipe,
Yep.
right? I pronounced that
Yeah.
correctly? Cool.
Pies backwards,
and both
yeah.
your last names backwards is
Yep.
Pies.
Yep. And my brother used to work for a radio station down the shore, and I actually happen to be, pretty close with some of the people at MMR,
Right.
which kind of got us some of the guests, not all of them, like one or two. I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Todd Glass.
I've definitely heard the name.
He was on.
I'm better at if I listen to the stand-up itself than I am names.
Well, it was very cool for him to walk into MMR's green room while I was sitting there eating a donut, and he was just on Jimmy Kimmel the last week.
Were you like just about to take a bite and you just stop mid-bite like,
You know what he did? He went down to the store and like on the streets of Philadelphia and brought a cookie up wrapped in plastic wrap. Mm-hmm. And this is how you know a true comedian is a comedian in all aspects of their life. He took the cookie and sat down with me and my friend at the couch, didn't know who we are, and he goes, you know, my grandmother used to bring me to that little stand when I was little and say, one day I'm making you a cookie that looks like this. Laughter ass off. He goes, I'm Todd Glass, how are you? You know, and like introduced himself. I'm like, oh, I'm well aware of who you are. I was like, I know you want to do some show prep because you're about to go on like a major market radio station, but would you do like a little hole in the wall podcast? He's like, dude, absolutely. I am a hole in the wall podcast. He took my phone, put his email in it, and we corresponded. He gave us like 15 minutes of like banter back and forth. He goes, hey, I just wanted to tell everybody Merry Christmas to the people at Full Slice Podcast. Like stupid shit like that. Happy birthday to Full Slice Podcast. So we have all this audio from Todd Glass that we could use in future episodes. And that was kind of a pinnacle moment for
Brian,
us.
we're going to Philly with a box of donuts. We're going to sit down and we're going to wait till someone shows up. I don't care if we get diabetes first, man. We're going to make this happen.
And how old are both of you guys? Just
I am 28.
Okay.
25.
Okay, so you're kind of on the cusp of like the Ren and Stimpy years of Nickelodeon.
I don't.
He's a very nostalgic gentleman.
Okay, we had one of the
Please.
animators for Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah,
he was one of the co-creators, and before that he worked for Disney.
I know their names. I know the creators' names. Oh my god,
it's not Kemp. Or Camp or whatever the guy's name is.
Okay.
This guy, the animation company that designed them,
okay.
He used to work for Disney,
mm-hmm.
and he did like the ballroom scene of Beauty and the Beast, like all the digital animation of that, which is kind of cool. You know, it's like you have to have sometimes on your show stuff that's not exactly for like our stuff. It's not all for guys. Like we had to do something like that. You know what I mean?
may be misremembering this, but I was listening to Butch Hartman, creator of Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, and Puff Puppy, all those shows. I was because he had a podcast that he did, and he was on with Jerry Trainer, and he was talking about like his beginnings as like animating and drawing and stuff. And I think he said he worked with Kemp from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
was how he got his start.
They did like he was like a consulting animator
mm-hmm.
because they took Ren and Stimpy off them because it was just too cool.
And he actually
I was not allowed to watch it. As a kid.
Actually
My parents would not
pitched.
let me watch.
You were one of those kids.
I was.
Were you allowed to watch The Simpsons?
They didn't know I did, but yeah.
If they knew you did, would they stop you?
Maybe.
Probably.
They might take away the sugared cereal. No.
My parents, I kind of watched whatever I wanted to because I don't know. I guess they just they didn't care. I was number 3, so like, fuck it, whatever.
My thing was, I got into my dad's head as a young kid. I said the show that always came on before Ren and Stimpy was like some stupid show. I was like, Dad, you want to watch this? He's like, no. I'm like, please. He's like, all right. So we'd watch that stupid show. And then when it was over, my dad wasn't like, all right, that's it. You know, we're done. When it was over, it would just transition to Ren and Stimpy. I'm like, so what do you think it is? Like, you know.
And there you go. And now he has to sit down and watch it because you just proposed the question.
Exactly.
Did you watch Pete and Pete? I find this one is hit and miss with the 90s.
I loved Pete and Pete.
I did not watch Pete and Pete.
Fantastic. It's my favorite show from that entire decade.
Do you know what the Nick box is?
No.
It's like the Birchbox, but it's Nickelodeon nostalgia. We have one of the hats from Pete and Pete. We have one of them.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we have a shelf of nostalgia, and it's all 90s stuff. We have a piece of the Aggro Crag from Nickelodeon Guts.
Oh, Aggro Crag.
Yeah. We got all kinds of stuff.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
When you guys we'll have you guys come to the studio and check it out.
Please. I'm sorry. Needed a moment. And I'm back.
I'd say you got to have your moment because I was saying what I remembered was about the Butch Hartman thing I was talking about was he actually pitched Fairly Odd Parents to Cartoon Network first.
Really?
Yeah. It was because he was working for Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
At the time, and he wanted to do his own show, and he was like, "Hey, I got the show about a kid who has Fairly Odd Parents mixers and everything," and Cartoon Network turned him down.
I didn't like Hanna-Barbera shit when I was
little.
They said
no.
Really?
Hanna-Barbera was very hit or miss with a lot of those shows. A lot of the shows were good. A lot of them were kind of
Yogi Bear, Top Cat, fuck yourself.
No, that's quality entertainment.
They were all the same shit.
Anthropomorphic animal
wrong.
doing wacky hijinks.
It was all the same
You know what?
stuff.
In all honesty, though, I really can't see Fairly Odd Parents as on Cartoon Network. Like, it's definitely a way more. It vibes way more
they
with Nickelodeon.
tried too hard at the end. Like, oh, Zoinks High Scoob, look, it's the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, what the
I'm
fuck?
on Fairly Odd Parents. I'm on Fairly.
Okay, we're talking about Hanna-Barbera. I'm justifying my Hanna-Barbera statement, by the way. Just
Whoa,
wait,
no,
no.
Another abomination.
Wait, so you weren't a fan of like Scooby-Doo meets like Batman and Robin, Scooby-Doo meets
really.
like
Oh, dude,
the Globetrotters?
cartoon crossovers
I
were my
loved that
favorite.
shit. Dude, I made a tweet one time. It's one of my favorite tweets ever was, I know I made it in life when I
anyone
get a
else like it?
Scooby-Doo meets me segment.
Yeah, but I the Casey Kasem thing, I couldn't get past it. Like, just Casey Kasem was the voice of Shaggy. He was also the voice of Robin. It's like, how can they do this together? It hurt my head.
How
like,
can an actor act? I don't know, man.
Well, it's dude, that's the crazy thing about a lot of voice actors.
hey, you know how they have a producer? That's how.
Perfect example. That's true. I was gonna
Sorry,
say,
guys.
Miss you, Bob.
perfect example of like
Miss you, Bob.
voice actors who just do a crazy amount of shit.
Yeah.
Futurama.
Yeah.
Billy West does like half the show.
Billy West is a future guest of ours. We've already
Oh my
coordinated
God,
him. I have
no.
his email. Yes, I've talked to
I
Billy West.
fucking love Billy West.
If I can make it work, I can try
Damn,
and
dude.
Please
toss the torch.
toss the
He's
West.
such a talented motherfucker.
It's
dude.
hard to get people, man. I'm telling you, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of back and forth, and you have to stay on top of people because Redman, who we're talking to right now, he doesn't care about our show, but we care about having him. So we have to.
Didn't Billy West also do Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah, Billy West was the voice of Stimpy.
Yeah, he was just voice of Stimpy. That's
And
right.
Ren at the same time.
He did
He'd be
Ren
like,
too?
you idiot.
Yes, he did do Ren too,
What are you
yes,
talking
Christ.
about, Ren? You know?
Yeah, I say dude. Billy West was like
Everything.
His like, dude, he's
He took over.
It's
He
crazy.
grabbed the torch from the guy that did all the Looney Tunes voices.
Yeah,
He's like,
dude.
oh yeah, I got it. Just let me do it. It's like, dude,
that's like Tara Strong. She does so many fucking
yeah,
voices.
yep.
Yeah, she was Timmy Turner.
Yeah.
She's Raven.
She was
My Little
Bubbles.
Pony.
Bubbles. She also does Twilight Sparkle.
Oh,
My
Bubbles.
Little
That
Pony
was
Friendship.
Yeah, she did Bubbles. Like,
Dude, I liked Cartoon Network, like Cow and Chicken and
love
Courage
it.
the Cowardly Dog. That was my
Especially
shit.
There was-
Toonami.
what was the name of the thing? There was a thing where Cartoon Network did where they would just show like random shows or be like one episode of a show, and if people liked it,
Adult,
it would stick.
not Adult
No, it
Swim.
wasn't Adult
That's
Swim.
how like Adventure Time started, wasn't
That's,
it? It was it was a whole show
Adventure
based
Time-
on
actually,
pilots. It was a
Adventure
whole
Time
show
was
based
the
around
reverse
pilot-
of Fairly Odd Parents. That was supposed to be a Nickelodeon show.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was supposed
Yes,
to be Nick.
I'm
but
sorry,
because
because Nickelodeon also had a show like that. They had a show where it almost just looked like different TV pilots.
Yeah.
that they just turned into a combination.
Because,
it was something like I forgot what it was called. It was like Crazy Cartoon something or something.
Family
cartoon.
Guy.
Oh,
also got its
what
start
the hell
like that.
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Ah.
Family Guy got start like that. Seth
Yes, it did.
MacFarlane's first show, which was it was essentially Peter and Brian, but it was Peter was something else and Brian was another name. Looked nothing like Family Guy, but it was
Right.
just.
Do you remember
the voices
Arnold on
of Peter
Sesame
and
Street when
Brian
you were
just
little?
doing
Before
crazy
Arnold
shit.
got picked up by Nickelodeon, he was on
Arnold-
Sesame Street. Like they had
Like
segments.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah, they had little cartoons of him on Sesame Street. Like remember Sesame Street when you were little? It had like little clips of stuff.
Oh yeah, no,
Like
absolutely.
it was just little segments. One of
No, I
them
get
was
what you're saying,
one
yeah.
of them was Arnold from back in the day. Before the guy
Yeah,
that
I could see
animated
that.
Arnold, it was like way poorer drawing, but it was the same
Well,
premise.
sure.
It was awesome.
They do like rough sketches of shows and they like throw them out there and it's like if people like it, then they'll give it like a season.
You want to know what I really took for granted though? Like, did you watch Toonami? Like Dragon Ball?
Nah, I never really got into
No?
anime or anything like that.
Well, the one
Toonami.
thing I will say about Toonami was their little in-betweens were some of the most motivational shit I've ever heard. Like in between it would just be the little dude. I'm sure you've seen at least a
Tom.
commercial. That's his name, Tom. Yeah,
Tom.
It's like it'd be
I
just a
forgot
little
the name of
dude
the
on a
computer.
ship. And I just remember watching one even today. It was just like, life is going to be difficult no matter what. Make sure to keep your head up, keep moving
There
forward.
won't always
don't
be
ever
wind in
stop.
your sails.
But no, like
But-
you think of it. No, it's like if you look back
But
now and you don't have
imagine
the
being
right
like
mindset.
12. Imagine being 12. It's 2:00 in the afternoon.
Spencer's like,
it's your
you're right,
summer.
Tommy.
No, Toonami came on Saturday nights.
Fuck.
I watched all that.
Toonami.
I thought it was weekday also.
No.
Or like 5.
No, I don't think so. I think Toonami was Saturday nights because I specifically remember watching Teen Titans on that.
Yeah, but
They might have changed it around.
I could have
I'm
sworn
not
Toonami
sure.
was weekday. I'm sorry. It
might-
wasn't
it
at
might-
2 o'clock. You're
it
right.
might
It
have
was
been-
later in the evening.
I know it was later. I know it was later in the day. I don't know if it was.
I'm
weekday,
pretty
though.
sure it was because after Toonami would be Dexter's Lab and then Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and then I had to go to bed.
Love Dexter's Lab.
I love Ed, Ed, and Eddie, man.
Well, me too. I have it on DVD.
But
Oh,
no,
fantastic.
but no, dude, it's just like
Get out of my laboratory.
it's
It was
ju-
like a little Arnold.
actually, I want to get into Ed and Eddie for not Ed and Eddie.
Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab. I want to get to that in a second because they did something fucking beautiful. But I just want to talk about just for the whole Toonami thing. Like, like I said, like if
Listen to Betty White titty fuck.
Can you imagine having them on as a special guest?
in Dexter's laboratory
Dexter goes to like
is
some
on
surf
constant
rock
replay
festival
of Betty White
they
tit
are
fuck.
Diddy, what are you doing? Get out of my laboratory. I loved that shit.
You remember the first episode? I'll get back to Tommy later. You remember the first episode where it was the whole entire episode was just the same song over and over of Dexter building something?
Yep.
Hello, dear brother. What do you have
That
there?
was the first
Nothing.
episode.
Nothing. You only see air. Don't be silly. I love you very much. Dun, 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 dun. I guess I shouldn't touch.
That was the first episode?
Yeah, dude. That was also when I realized Dexter doesn't wear pants. It's
Neither
just a
does
lab
Donald
coat and
Duck.
like high boots. Because when he was
Donald Duck
that
just set off that
episode
Donald Duck.
that episode was literally just Dexter's born, he's speaking and is already a genius. Like he literally comes out of the womb, they dress him in his lab coat, gloves, and boots, and then he builds like the thing where you push the button and the light goes on, and then that's when Dee Dee starts.
Maybe that's
breaking
where
like
my
shit.
parents went wrong. They should just dress
Like
me in
Arnold's
top
baby with the
boots.
flat top and sunglasses out of the womb.
I just want to talk about
Yeah.
the fact that Dexter's lab had that thing where they would just show little skits of shows
Yeah.
during there, like
Yep.
Justice Friends.
Yes.
With Major Glory, Valhalla, and the Irrefragable Crunk. And then the two guys they would just bonk
Bro,
each
you're
other on the
deep
head.
into this shit. Like
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
don't, you do not realize the can you just
fucking
opened.
love
this is
that
it,
shit,
man.
man.
He's
I
younger than
love
us,
the
and he
Justice
probably
Friends.
knows more than us.
I fucking
I don't know, man.
loved
I popped
the
out of the
Justice
womb with
Friends.
ADD, so I don't know if I picked up all this along the way.
Samesies.
Yeah.
But no, dude, they had the whole segment of those two Muppet guys. He's like, "How you doing, Ted? I'm doing great, Bill." Bonk. Hi, you loser of that shit. It was the most
I'm like
slapstick
getting
comedy and
nostalgic
stuff,
listening
man.
to your
Dude,
memories.
dude, it's so
Dude, how
good.
this dude's getting
I fucking
amped
love
up.
that shit, dude. I miss cartoons like that because, like, I don't know, they like didn't take themselves
They're
seriously. but
horrible
also
now.
were, like,
Yo Gabba Gabba, it's like an acid trip for children. What is that?
that's not even on the air. anymore, I think, though.
Actually, Yo Gabba Gabba plays in what? Because I was going to play into ska music in cartoons back then. But do you know the band Line? I just forgot the band's name. Shit.
Which band?
Monday hot dogs, Tuesday tacos.
Oh,
Wednesday hamburgers.
Aquabats?
Aquabats. Thank you. Do you know who the Aquabats?
Yeah, I do
are?
know the Aquabats,
Yeah,
yes.
the lead singer of the Aquabats writes music for Yo Gabba Gabba.
What?
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind Yo Gabba Gabba
There's
that
your
much.
guest. Write that email, Spencer. Fucking right now.
Hi, I'll bring pizza.
Get him on the phone.
We'll have a super cool pool party, and I'll bring
Yo,
chips.
you get an iRig?
We record on Mondays. He'll be having hot dogs.
This is true. My apologies.
Get an iRig and plug it into your fourth mic.
We're just gonna sit
Phones.
here and make Aquabats references
Once,
for a few more minutes.
once
so.
when Bob gets back, he actually does set it up to where we can have people call in and use phones. So
Yeah, we
have
have
that
Bob,
set
I
up,
knew-
it's just
Bob.
Bob's
I knew
not
you
here
were
for it.
important. It's actually not really. I didn't realize. I knew Bob was important. I just didn't realize how useless I was. I am really just a talking head for this entire show.
Dude, you know what else I fucking loved on Cartoon Network? Do you ever watch their Friday night things?
You are so deep into this that I set you up for an insult to me, and you are hooked on.
I don't care.
Hooked on
Dude,
Cartoon Network.
I'm hooked. Dude, I love Cartoon Network so
Hey, he's
much.
going on record.
I fucking love Cartoon Network so goddamn much.
Well, if you like
dude.
someone to marry,
Cartoon Network. Well, Cartoon Network's shit now. All
should
they
get
do,
Cartoon
all they do
Network.
is play Teen Titans Go, and that's it. Literally, that's all they play is Teen Titans Go.
I've watched a few episodes. It wouldn't be a terrible show if it wasn't if it didn't live
wouldn't-
off an amazing show's
It wouldn't
legacy.
be. I'd say one. I mean, they even brought that up. That the fact that they're ripping off a show's legacy.
I know, but that made it more painful.
But literally, you turn on Cartoon Network 9 times out of 10, Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
They literally don't play anything
Have you
else.
actually did you watch Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go?
I'm about to drop a bomb on this whole podcast. I don't watch TV.
That's
Well, I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, we don't watch it anymore either.
Okay.
We grew up.
I don't even have
that's
cable really. I just
I would say
Netflix,
the only
Hulu, Amazon.
I have
The only
my
kind of
jailbroken Fire Stick. What?
I have. Hey,
Hey, whoa.
this
We don't-
podcast
don't
brought to you by
condone
I mean,
things like
glamazon.com.
yeah, with Beth Javos.
We should
But,
talk next when we take a break or whatever about bad, like
Breaks?
horrible phone.
What are these breaks that you talk of?
Horrible phone etiquette,
We've-
and that's one of them.
We've never done breaks.
We've never done.
Oh, you
breaks.
don't break segments? Oh,
We've
okay,
actually-
never mind.
we've
I'm
actually
sorry.
never-
We roll.
It might not be a bad
No,
idea.
edit
It's
that in
fine. I don't,
post.
I don't give. I don't give a shit.
No, we can. Do keep it in.
I was gonna say, like,
we're shooting the Shibby, man. You got nothing to.
I called Amazon and said, if I wanted to create a ghost account, not that I want to, how would I do that? The lady's like,
They say boo and hang up the
We're
phone.
not allowed to tell you that. Yeah. She's like, why would you even call and expect to get an answer? I'm like, shit. I'll just go on YouTube.
Hello,
Like you've been saying the
dear
whole
Amazon.
time, you don't know
What
until
do
you
you
try,
have
and you got to
there?
make the call, man.
You do. You have to
gotta
make
be
the call.
persistent.
If you knock on 100 doors, one of them will open, and you never know what's inside that apartment. You know what I mean?
If you knock on all 100 doors in Amazon, one of them will open.
Oh, yo,
Amazon
here's a
calls
phone
you?
call. Here's a phone call. I called the Smoky Mountain ziplining company to find out all the information.
Where do you find these things? What is that?
Smoky Mountain in Tennessee, the ziplining company.
Oh, it is Smoky Mountain. We all knew that living in New Jersey.
Oh, I go to I vacation in the Smoky Mountains, right? So I call this place up. I'm like, so what do I need to know? What do I wear? I had no idea how to zip line, and they had nothing on the internet because it's Tennessee.
Wear a banana hammock. That's it.
Yeah. So they're like, the lady's like, well, this sweet Southern woman, like Paula Dean's mom.
Oh man,
She's
I
like,
could already taste the butter.
well, you could wear shorts, just wear tie-up shoes, no flip-flops or anything like that. We have a 225-pound weight limit. And I'm like, is that with clothes or without clothes? Without even thinking. She goes, well, without missing a beat. She goes, well, I don't reckon you'll be ziplining through the Smokies naked now, would you?
I reckon.
Can you imagine that? I'm like, I thought as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like,
Damn it, the podcast is rubbing off into my normal speak.
man. But dude, without missing a beat, well, I reckon you wouldn't be
She
swinging
spun it
naked.
into a joke. She played along.
It's an excellent place of vacation. It's
Could have
very
made
cheap.
Dude, anybody that can play along a joke is a great place of vacation to
You
make.
have to be able to roll with a joke. In this day and age, you have to
Well,
find people that
have
can
you
roll for a
seen this
joke.
website called Tumblr?
Yeah, Tumblr's.
Actually, I have a Tumblr-esque story.
Ooh,
I thought you were going back to 90s cartoons.
No. I had a whole joke I wanted to do about his Amazon thing, but it's past it now.
No, let's do it. I've always loved your show.
No,
You know what? You know
So-
what? Amazon rehashed.
No, that's
no,
on
so I'm
us.
saying,
back,
I made your
Ryan.
phone call to Amazon. They're like, "Hello, dear customer. What do you have there? Nothing. You only see air. Don't be silly. You know this is illegal. We'll see you in court."
Dun, 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 dun. And then you get the note. You're just like, fuck.
That's when the sad music plays, and it's actually like, "Why does she destroy everything I make?"
That's funny.
Yeah.
Why does Amazon sue and they have multi-million dollars? Damn you, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff
You know, if he picks up a
Bezos.
quarter, if he drops it, he already made 800 of them.
This is true.
It's ridiculous.
I wonder what would happen if I said Jeff Bezos 3 times at midnight in the mirror.
Dude, a mysterious
Come behind
package
you.
would come
Don't
to your
go
door.
to the bathroom. Pee in this bottle.
You get the golden Amazon Fire Stick at the door.
Is it or is it?
He puts you in a box and
Is it
sends
already
you to-
jailbroken, or do I have to do
You
that
don't need
myself?
Wi-Fi, and you don't need to wait for an upload
He
time.
puts you in a box and sends you in the ground 2 days later. And he stands over your body and goes, "You just got primed." The fuck were we talking about earlier? I want to steal
Eulogy,
something
he
and I
was
forgot what it
always
was.
on time.
I forgot what the fuck we were talking about. I had something I wanted to say.
Yeah, we
Oh,
went
no,
from
what was it?
cartoons to Jeff Bezos. I don't know.
I like this format, guys. This is inspiring.
Good, my friend. I'm glad. First we started off with not knowing where our equipment is, and then we, yeah, totally.
They don't know that.
We had
We don't know that.
Well, now you told everyone.
know
they,
that.
They didn't know we lost their shit.
We like to keep it a very honest podcast. We want people to know what's going on and stuff.
I'm skinny and handsome.
Well, I reckon y'all be doing a good job ziplining then.
We're honest.
true.
We're honest with everyone. We're a good podcast.
Only if you're a Prime member.
We totally.
We had a drop from Patrick Stewart on our show, which
Patrick Stewart. I know that name. Why can't I put a face to it? I'm terrible with celebrities.
you know, Captain Picard.
I was waiting for like
That's
the
Star
hamster wheel
Trek.
to start.
Yeah, this is your captain speak, like that guy.
That's Battlestar Galactica. Duh.
May the force be with you. Yes.
Patrick Stewart was a good get. That was pretty cool.
Fly, you fool! Said.
Well, I remember
Darth
what I
Vader.
was trying to talk about in the beginning. Fortunately, went into some stupid, silly banter. But I was trying to talk.
When
more-
have we ever did that?
God, you guys.
You mean your format?
we don't have a format at the Shibby Shack? Okay,
Yeah.
we just let things go. Whatever happens, happens, man. Just let it go.
Yeah.
No, it's just there's been.
And then
just
we pick it up.
Shh, I hate you. I hate you.
Why did you give me this? I hate this.
Good. I'm glad, because it hates you too. What I was getting at before was you have all these different celebrities and different internet personalities coming out and saying how they're burnt out, but it just seems like I was actually making an analogy to Portal. Because I know you know the game, and I was explaining how like Portal is it's a physics-based game, but one of the major premises is as you start playing it, like all the pretty things that you see, there's behind-the-scenes work that's very dark and decrepit, and like the cake is indeed a lie. You'll never find it. And one thing that's also a lie is we have this fantasy world where these celebrities live in, or we have these fun, happy-go-lucky podcasters. Podcasters and YouTubers, but everyone's coming out, and it's just such a strenuous job. It's so much strain. People don't give them the credit, or even on the celebrity side, you're finding out these deep, dark lengths that people went through to A, stomp on other people, or B, satisfy the producers per se, to get to where they want to be. It's just like...
To hate to be one of those people where it's like, all we want is instant gratification. That's also part of the
anybody.
biz.
That's
Well, anyone wants to be instantly gratified for sure.
Amazon.
That's the problem with YouTube right now is that YouTube rewards people who constantly put up stuff. So if you
and it's ridiculous too because art takes time.
Yeah,
it does.
Art is not about quantity.
Well,
that's it. That's why Let's Plays and vlogs came on the rise.
But it's not even Let's Plays and vlogs anymore. It's all about the drama channels. You know, one person...
it's so easy to say, hey, guys, Spencer wears a shirt in the pool. Fuck him.
Do you guys subscribe to YouTube Red or just regular YouTube?
He's YouTube Red.
I'm
YouTube
Red
as well.
Yeah.
I like to be able to turn the screen off and put it in my pocket and
listen to it
at
dude.
Work.
They suckered me in. It was like they gave me like a 3-month free one time, and I signed up for that. And when it turned off, I was like, I can't.
I remember the night.
I can't go back. Brightness all the way down.
No, I remember the night where I couldn't. I turned my phone off because I would wear headphones. I would listen.
Right.
A big part of the YouTube community that a lot of people don't know, and we touched on it a little bit. The ASMR community is nothing to laugh at on YouTube. That's a huge percentage.
No, you can't laugh at that.
There's people that are generating over 1 million subscribers.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's something that quantity will destroy.
About that.
And it's a real thing.
I've watched that.
Rooster Teeth does a documentary on ASMR where they actually went to India to get a head rub from a guy who gave like the world's greatest head rubs.
I just showed my girlfriend that video.
Yeah.
Dude, you watch that video, you will fall asleep. You will not get through a 14-minute video.
We need to break it down, though, because there are different versions of ASMR.
I'll break it down.
The relaxing.
I'll break it down.
ASMR
stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's a portion of your brain that reacts to sound waves. People either have it or you don't. Kind of like any skill or any thought or any something that you can't control. You can hear somebody like if the way you would describe it in basic form is if you watch somebody put together like a Lego set or something. You look past the fact that they're putting Legos together and that it's cool that they're doing it, and you kind of get entranced in watching them move.
Satisfying videos.
Correct.
People taking paint and mixing them, or people taking Play-Doh and smashing it with knives and
Correct.
stuff.
That part of your brain that is the meridian response. That's the part. And if you make a video that, because now we have such high quality audio, from listening to YouTube videos, the quality of audio that you can listen to with these noises that these artists, they are artists. They are nothing less than artists.
Oh, sure.
Create.
Absolutely.
I have been listening to the videos since 2009, and I have not. I don't think I've skipped a night unless I was like staying at someone's house or camping. I've never missed a night of ASMR, and I sleep amazingly.
I've been listening to Scrubs a lot, so maybe that's my ASMR.
That could be.
It's not, no.
I used to listen to Preston and Steve when I would go to bed, and then something funny would happen, and I would laugh, and then I would not be able to go right back to bed.
I used to do that with Let's Plays.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Let's Plays. I would like
in a good way.
I would throw on like old school Game Grumps or just like I would just put on like a playlist of like I know of a series that's going to be a long series, like the Wind Waker one used to be one I used to just fall asleep to.
Based off of what you guys are like talking to me about, there's two artists I think that you would like really like. There's a guy named Ephemeral Rift on YouTube, and he has like 10 different characters that have like mini series, like Dr. Groot, like one of them. He legit has like Hollywood level masks, and he's just so, I don't care about the production, I just care about listening to it.
Right.
But you can get into it, and like there's different series and stuff, and I feel like you guys would be into that.
I want to go back to your definition of ASMR because I watched a video on like what is ASMR. Apparently, it was originally based around erotica. Like it was based around people like just get that maybe not like just full on get off, but like the sensual feeling. But meridian was supposed to be a synonym for like orgasmic, but it's just flat out not.
It's the part of your brain that responds to noises. Like if you're watching a porno and it's silent, you get a different effect than if the volume was on, and it's completely uncontrollable by you.
Right? No, I get that, but it's just like
It's the same thing.
But ASMR is new. Like it's not. So people try.
It's not new. It's just getting more well known. I would say the popularity has been increased dramatically.
Labeling it as ASMR, you could date back to people enjoying sounds too before written.
Oh
history.
yeah. No. I'm saying as far as the YouTube community,
I'm sure that guy from India is not like I'm totally gonna get this guy off by rubbing his head and making noises. Like,
no, but the person filming it put it on the internet. And everyone was like, "What the fuck is this thing?"
Right.
That's 10 years ago. That video, I bet you that thing's got 18, 19 million views.
Oh, for sure. But his practice, that Indian man's practice, probably was way before ASMR was even established.
His name is Shiva Baba, I think, is the name of the guy. And
I don't know the name of the guy.
He owns a haircut place where you get like this crazy back massage and head massage, and you just like sit there and be like, dude, I want that.
It's amazing the lengths that these hairstylists are going for, dude. I saw some guy whip out flames and two katanas. Like he lights your hair on fire and then cuts it with katanas.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, it's just insane feats that people are going through.
I'm legitimately curious on how that works because
I really think they just light your hair on fire and then cut it shorter. Like I just like.
Wow.
I know I think it's a layering technique.
I'm just
wondering can't really go 2 or 3.
I'm just wondering how they cut hair with the. I guess they got to hold it at some point to cut the hair with the katana because hair will just bend to the katana swing. So
it was either a katana or a sword. If my memory is.
Well, I mean, regardless, they're both technically swords. Katanas are swords. So.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like I'm just saying, like if you had long hair and I went to swipe at it with the sword, your hair is going to move with it. It's not going to cut like there because it needs a solid foundation.
This is true.
To kind of cut it. So I'm wondering, like, do they hold it at the end and then cut it?
I mean, like legitimate big money traditionally made katanas are tested by splitting hairs. Like they will take a hair follicle out and gently put it against the blade to test the sharpness, and that thing will split.
You ever see the video of Bruce Lee with his nunchucks with sandpaper on the end of them, lighting matches out of the air?
I did not ever give enough credit to Bruce Lee growing up. I thought he was just a movie actor.
Oh, no way.
No, I completely...
He makes art just by being awesome.
Oh, he made...
Dude, just by talking. Talk about ASMR. Huh.
Well,
you put water in the cup, it becomes the cup. You put water in a bowl, it becomes the bowl. Be water, my friend. That's like fucking... Like just... His mind just got
ASMR, though, is that motivational?
But it's...
Yeah, how he says his words, yes.
Yes.
That plays into... You can enjoy an accent, and that doesn't mean that you're into ASMR, though.
No, it's not. ASMR isn't a thing. It's the part of your brain that enjoys that noise and what your body processes it as.
I'm going to have to fact check that, man, because ASMR, is, as I've always researched and read it up as, is like the phenomenon, not a physicality or physical.
It is a physical tingle sensation in some people. Down the back, down your spine.
You might be thinking it too much. It's just a genre of something that's on the internet more so than people taking the name of it.
Keep going. I'll bring up the official definition.
No, because I'm saying, like, I mean, it's okay. Like, you know this as, like, the definition or the category of something, but not really realizing that people took, like, the name from, like, something that happens to someone. They took that and then just put it as the name of the category.
Here you go. Perfectly explained right here. Autonomous sensory meridian response, ASMR, is an experience categorized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins in the scalp and moves down the back of the neck of the spine. It has been compared to auditory tactile synesthesia. Now, I have a really mild form of synesthesia. Like sometimes if I'm like really relaxed and I hear different music, like I just perceive it as almost colors. And it's weird. I can't fight it off. Synesthesia. It's very odd.
Of that.
It's
I've
weird.
only ever heard of that on psychedelic drugs like DMT.
No. I am not taking DMT. No. But it's like it's certain because I play guitar, so I can go through all the way from a G all the way down to an A, like what that sounds like in my head. And it's just different colors. I don't know how to explain it. I can't even. If I tried to explain it to you guys, I couldn't. And
it's like, how do you explain the color red?
DMT. Remember people who were licking frogs? That was like that was a high level. That was 5-methoxy dimethyltryptamine is what that's called on frogs. And if you lick that, that's like triggers the part of your brain that's like, sorry to eat people, let's do it. Like, wow.
Well, so I've met a few people that crossed over on DMT or claimed. It's one of those things where like I only have stories of people that have claimed to do it. He said he saw colors that aren't on our light spectrum, which I can believe because I not believe, but it's something that is possible, being that there are animals like the mantis shrimp that have 16 cones in their eyes where we only have 3. So
I
there
owned
are
a mantis
colors.
shrimp.
Do you really?
I owned one. I had one.
Does it fight things? Did you have it punch water?
It killed my fucking anemone.
Killed your enemies.
Anemone and I had 2 clownfish and an anemone, and it fucking killed them all. Like, it killed everything.
Dude, mantis shrimp are badass.
They are badass.
That's terrifying.
Dude, he just came into my fish tank and McDonald's and everything. Just like, you, Don. Like, just came into the neighborhood.
Did you have one of the really pretty rainbowy ones, or was it one of the...
It was about 3 inches long, and it was red, black, white, red, black, white, red, black, white. And if you put your hand in there...
So it was like a coral snake.
No, it was a mantis.
Well, the colors of a coral or a milk snake, I forgot.
Yeah, more...
Red touches white,
It's red, yellow, and black.
There you go. Never mind. Close enough.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Shaman snake.
But yeah, dude, that's an accurate analogy.
Interesting. Well, the only thing that got me, though, was he was telling me how money doesn't matter and all. And I'm looking at his brand new Under Armour tank top, and outside of his, at the time, brand new 2015 Camaro.
Yeah.
And his accounting job. He just said he quit his accounting job.
Right.
And I honestly, I'm like one of those children that the DARE program pretty much worked on. I'm an anomaly for the DARE program. It was but I mean, for instance, I tried weed for the first time last year. I was 27.
Really?
Yeah, I get that a lot. Trust me.
I got in trouble in school because I said DARE stands for drugs are really expensive.
Well, you weren't wrong, and they
No.
also made
You're
drugs
not
really
wrong.
appealing to kids because a lot of kids watching the stuff was like,
Wow.
"Oh, wait, that exists."
You're a late bloomer with weed, man. That's
I am
crazy.
extremely.
What did
And
you think? Did you think that if I got into this earlier in life, it would have definitely been different?
Yes, because when I got into it now, I still, even knowing all my friends who smoked often, like I still had these pre-notions in my head that were just fake.
Right,
Like I smoked a little bit. I was like, when do I get high? And so I was smoking a blunt, and it was in Amsterdam. This is why we're there.
I was smoking a blunt.
Oh, so you waited to go to Amsterdam to try weed for the first time?
I actually,
Dude, that's like learning to drive on the Autobahn. Like, you don't. That's crazy.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. No, but never being in a car before.
Oh no, it sounds fantastic.
Like, what is that, man? Is that
all
a
or nothing.
Fiat? Yeah, let's do
Please,
it.
you're talking about his wet dream right
Yeah.
now. I want to listen to Grateful Dead for the first time ever, aka I want to drive in the Autobahn in a VW.
No,
for
one of the
first
people
time
I
ever.
with was well versed in weed, and so he just gave me.
That's always good.
Well, yeah. So he purposely, he watched me, but he knew I smoked myself out before I knew I smoked myself out because I was smoking, and he was like, "No, you have to inhale, and then inhale more." So like
Right.
inhale on the joint,
Pull the smoke in.
right, and then
I was smoking
Rated.
some of that wacky tobacco that all the kids love.
some of that devil's jazz cabbage.
Yeah.
No,
I am not a cop.
I'm at the point now where I can't, like, weed just has a totally different effect on me than it used to. It used to be fun, recreational. Now
Well-
I'm at the point where the anxiety and like the
Oh,
paranoia,
my friend.
the paranoia,
Oh, my friend.
it's not fun anymore.
Well, the first time I tried it wasn't fun either. I was so the way the whole entire day played out. We took an overnight.
It's not even
I
a
heard
color.
everyone's footsteps.
I heard colors.
We no, I didn't.
I'm very curious to hear this.
Shut up, Brian. We took an overnight bus into Amsterdam. We got there early. Our hostel wasn't ready yet, so we went and did some laundry, and then went to a cafe waiting for the hostel to open up. So I smoked, and my one friend has really poofy hair. It wasn't psychedelic, but it was just like if I focused on his face, like it just looked like his hair was getting a little bit poofier. It was just
Yeah.
kind of going in and out.
Okay.
And like as we were walking to the hostel, I felt like everyone was staring at me.
Yeah.
I felt like I was walking zigzagged, and I heard everybody's footsteps. And I kept leaning
That's
over.
probably not good.
Oh, no. I kept leaning over. I was like, guys, am I walking straight? Spencer, you're fine. Guys, I don't think I'm walking straight. Spencer, you're fine.
I'm starting to think
Guys,
it
why is everyone
wasn't
staring at
just
me?
weed in that.
No one's staring at
It
me.
wasn't. No. It could have been. No, I've had the effect with just
Well,
weed.
it was, there's apparently two different strains where it's like one is a mellower and one is an upper. If that makes
That's
any
what they
sense.
say, but I'm still looking for one that's a downer that helps deal with anxiety.
Well, mellow, I mean, I guess, I don't know if downer's the correct
The
term,
worst
but mellow.
experience was when I did it once with a bunch of guys before I played in a poker tournament. And I was actually calling hands I didn't have. Like I was putting chips out after I folded, and like my one friend was playing with me, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, are you okay? He's like, we're gonna put a lammer down. We're gonna hit the bath. We go in the bathroom. He's like, are you okay? I'm like no. Like I don't feel like I play poker like on the regular, like once a week.
Right. So you know your stuff.
And I know what I'm doing, and I'm just the weed. It's supposed to relax me. It's supposed to relax you. It's supposed to be like, all right, man, I got full house here. Don't show. And it just ruined everything.
Well, I will say, the next day, I passed out like 8 o'clock that night. This was a Euro trip that we never went to bed earlier than midnight.
You do sleep fantastically.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that
Oh my God, it beat any no hangover.
Nothing.
I did get burnt out though. I did like when I woke up, I kind of felt like I was on I felt like I was just on a big boat, just rocking.
Weed hangovers are pretty rough too. If you smoke too soon to when you go to bed, you wake up and you just can't like eat.
Dude, I kind of like it, but it lasted for a few days. Like I was like, I guess this is just life now.
You waited too long, man. I'm sorry. I'm telling you. I think you did.
You know what that makes it, dude. I still had all my fun. I still had my flaming car. One of my favorite bands is still The Doors. I still had hair to my shoulders. I still got all the stoner aspects out of life. Just
but just not the weed. But no, which is totally
No,
fine. I was more of a drinker towards
loser.
in my early days.
Yeah, who drinks?
Yeah, right. Sneaking into my buddy's dad had this incredible liquor cabinet when we were little. We used to look at it, and be like, one day we're gonna go in there, and one day
Break the lock.
we did.
That's like, you ever see that?
That's why I always say alcohol is my anti-drug.
No.
You ever see that? It was a vine of like you know what I'm talking about? Where the kid gets the vodka. I think he's like 13. He's like, oh, what are you gonna do? He's like, put the vodka down the hatch, and like goes take a sip, goes take like a thing, and immediately as he touches his lips, he goes.
Oh God, that's Spencer with weed.
Oh no, I
that was
loved
like-
it.
it was like
I love the sensation of it because, like, I've smoked hookah before,
Yeah.
and whatnot. Like, I like the sensation of smoke.
Oh yeah.
So I was enjoying it until it hit. But the next day I did better. So the
Right.
next day we were still in Amsterdam. The next day, and I realized that like, oh, an entire joint. Okay, so it wasn't a blunt. I guess it was a joint. But an entire joint is not the equivalent to one beer. So why don't I just take a few puffs this time? And we did. We took a few puffs. We went to an art museum that was featuring Salvador Dali and Banksy.
Oh,
Yes.
Banksy.
And they had little mood music playing. And, dude, I was the most warm, fuzzy
See,
feeling
that's
in
where
the
you take
world.
one hit, one
Yes.
little hit,
I took
and
two.
okay,
Maybe 3.
one little hit, and that's it.
But-
And then like. That must have been fucking awesome.
Oh, it
Because
was
I've seen Salvador Dali's work. I've seen Vincent
Salva-
van Gogh's work. I've seen all of that stuff.
Salvador
Not high.
Dali does the melting clocks, for those who don't know. And then
Yeah,
Banksy is a popular street artist who
What's
does
the name of that clock one?
political graffiti. If you look up Dali melting clocks.
He did a lot of stuff during like the French Revolution, like
Forgot
on
what
the
it's
French
called.
Revolution.
I learned about him.
But
that.
the best part, so afterwards we went and walked around the park. I got the best ice cream cone of my entire life.
Well, the weed made it the best ice cream
Well,
cone you've
yes,
ever
the
had in
sensation of vanilla ice cream
cold.
touching my tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. And then like I hate pigeons, but after I had my ice cream cone, I had like crumbs left, and so I kept chasing the pigeons to try and feed them. And
Kevin, run! I'm glad you got that reference.
That's more old school cartoons. Oh, man. But my little brother was like Stone Spencer trying to save the world.
Oh God!
That was a good time.
Thank you for getting my Home Alone 2 Lost in New York
Of
reference.
course. Kevin.
I am upstairs, dummy. The 3rd floor. It's scary up there.
I have obscure. I mean, Brian is the king of obscure references. I have a few though.
I love that movie. That's a good one. 90s movie's a whole different podcast.
I don't know, man. I'm an '80s movie guy.
Are you? Okay, name your top
am.
5 right now. Shot out of a cannon. Go.
Okay, Caddyshack,
Okay.
Animal House.
Did we quit when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
just
Keep going.
Just let him. He's on a roll. Let
He's
him
on a
keep
roll.
going.
Just don't stop him. Let him go. All right, Animal House, Caddyshack. Let's go. What else?
Was Death Race 2000 '80s or was that late '70s?
That was late 70s. It's
Oh, that was gonna be in there.
maybe early 80s. You might be. I might be confusing it
It
with
might be-
Cannonball
it's-
Run.
Oh, I love Cannonball Run.
Did you see Cannonball Run 2 where they answered all those questions at Cannonball
Electric
1 level?
Boogaloo.
I did not.
Dude, Cannonball Run 2 was pretty fucking.
Was it good? I was
Yeah.
afraid it was gonna be bad,
Dude,
man.
Terry Savalas, like everybody was in it. Don Knotts driving a limo with a monkey. Like
That's great.
I got high watching that movie once, and we were arguing.
I
Like
mean,
that
Ferris Bueller.
orangutan.
I don't know. There was just something about comedy during that age that was
Yeah.
just perfect. Like Caddyshack is my favorite movie of all time. When I was little,
No
I saw that
Back
movie
to the
way too
Future,
young.
I saw.
What was that?
I didn't hear Back to the Future.
It's all right.
It's my favorite movie. Fuck off. It's my
You're
favorite.
not gonna.
It's my favorite movie. Fuck off.
It's a good. You know what?
Such a good movie.
I love the movie. I hate how popular it made such a shitty car. I fucking hate the DeLorean.
John DeLorean was an asshole.
No, he wasn't.
I think
There's
we
a whole
talked about
the whole
this, like,
cocaine thing
7
was a
times.
hoax. The whole cocaine thing was a hoax.
No,
That's such
I don't know, man. He lived in the town next to me. I know a lot of people that knew that
okay.
guy.
Well, I mean, he could have been an asshole outside of all the rumors that were.
John
spread around
DeLorean
him.
lived in Rocky Hill, man. That's right next to me.
Dude, let's face it. A lot of the car mongers were assholes. You had Lee Iacocca, who is deemed a business genius and is also kind of responsible for 300 people dying in a Ford Pinto. How do we punish him? He didn't go to jail. No, we named a Mustang after him for the 40th anniversary.
Back to movies. We're
we can hit dark parts of car history, sir. I'm a Volkswagen person.
okay. But when your movies are all 80s, what are your top? Like, what's your top 5?
Top 5 movies. I'm all over the place because I'm not much a movie guy, but if I had to pick a top 5 movies, I would say Back to the Future's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'd probably say The Fighter.
Oh, okay. Christian Bale. Yeah, good movie.
No, The Fighter's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, with Christian Bale.
Oh yes, Christian Bale was the method brother. Yes.
The main character.
Mark Wahlberg was the main character.
Well, that was a co-anchor.
I would say Mark Wahlberg was more. I don't know. For me,
he trained Christian Bale though. Like it was like a thing. Like
Christian Bale trained Mark Wahlberg because Mark Wahlberg was the guy who fought.
All right, keep going.
Am I fucking up this movie right now?
Yeah, keep going.
I know it sucks. I still love the DeLorean. Like, it's just such a shitty car, but I still love the DeLorean.
Number 3, I'd say Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay.
I love that movie a lot. I don't think it's gonna pick up. You don't have to worry about that.
No.
No, it's talking about the thing there. She's playing. My fiance's playing GTA 5, and
Our live studio attendee is very enthralled with this podcast.
No. In the game, they call the controller.
Oh, I know. I heard
and
it.
You kind of can't turn that down.
You can cover the speaker with your hand.
You can't.
All right, The Fighter.
You can't.
Next.
I'm defending her, Spencer. You're
well, no
you're
shit.
in the
It's
wrong
your
here.
fiance.
No, you're actually in the wrong here.
I am Switzerland. What's the third movie?
They're moving Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay.
That's not the 80s. Are we not doing?
No, he's
I'm
all
just-
over the place. As am I.
I said I'm going all over the place.
Oh, I thought
'cause
we were doing just 80s.
No, he asked you specifically what's your top 80s.
Oh.
I'm saying my
Scott Pilgrim at least has a lot of like
my
references to vintage video gaming, so that could still fit the 80s.
Okay.
no, I wouldn't say it's 80s. but
I'm throwing you a bone.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You're wrong. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
I
It's
think
a good movie.
A very good movie.
The animation's that's pretty good.
Animation's very good on that.
I like the parody YouTube's Fantastic Mr. Star Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Star Fox.
Was anything better
Like-
than Super Smash Brothers Melee?
Dude, Fantastic Mr. Star Fox, it was just like they took everything from Fantastic Mr. Fox, put it in Star Fox, and made the jokes that go over
perfect.
each other flow so perfectly. They're not just like
Was that college humor?
I think so.
dorkly, which is essentially
Yeah,
college
that's
humor.
college humor.
But just like I just love the fact that like Fox was just so like about like what is life and everything, and he's like, I gotta stop taking the easy route, and then Pepe's just like, all right, let's head over to Sector Z. It's like that fucking blew everything away.
actually-
Like, what
they
a perfect parody of something.
They took real moments in Star Fox and used it. They didn't just make it like a hurt. Do you remember this game? Like,
was
no, they
just
took
like,
real moments.
Hi, I'm
Yeah.
Fox, and I'm fantastic. Like, no, they legitimately just took
I'll
like
get a sector
Where
That
it's
was
just like
that was a good movie. I want to go back and watch
Fantastic
that.
Mr. Fox is
Yeah, it
a
was
very
pretty
Have
good.
you
good
seen the
movie.
parody video?
No, I'll watch it now. I will.
We'll
I
show
will
you. We'll
tonight.
show you after
We'll
this.
show you, yeah.
My
It's a
my movie
fantastic,
preferences, I'm always
fantastic
like
movie.
slightly embarrassed of, but at the same time, I'm not. Like I
You
like.
own it. There's no such thing
And
as
then
a
I will
guilty
say-
pleasure. Just
No, there's not. But my favorite movies are like 2-hour, like Oscar-winning, like incredible, like Saving Private Ryan or like The Green Mile.
I mean, if they won an award, then obviously a few people like them.
Well, not even. It doesn't have to win the award, but I'm saying like some of my favorite, like Shawshank Redemption or
That should go up.
the original To
That should
Kill a
go up.
Mockingbird with Gregory Peck from 1960.
Never saw it.
That's a good movie.
Dude, the courtroom scene from that movie, you'll be hard pressed to find any other movie that covers that kind of dialogue and that amount of emotion.
It's very, very.
Oh, I'm
good.
sure it's great. I just suck at movies.
I'd say number 5 is Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
I don't know that one.
It's Miyazaki's first movie.
Okay.
Studio Ghibli.
Oh. I've still yet to
Very
see a
good movie.
Studio Ghibli movie.
You haven't?
I have not.
Have
I
you
will show you
seen
some
any Charlie Chaplin films?
I have seen his. I've seen his speech that's been floating around Facebook.
The
about,
Great Dictator?
Yes.
Oh, what a movie. Watch the whole thing, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm more pissed that Hitler owns that mustache, man. Charlie
What we
Chaplin
need now
should
is
have credit with
humanity.
that
That's
mustache.
that is a good speech.
He was a very good actor. I feel like he does not get enough credit. For
No.
If you watch
shit he
Modern
does.
Times, Gold Rush, or The Kid, you'd be hard pressed to find a movie that can get that kind of emotion out of you with no words. Modern Times, like a complete homeless person runs into trying to work and get his way through the Great Depression and falling in love, and dude, it's crazy. I don't know. My movie prep. I'm the wallflower, and when dude, did you see Step Brothers, man? It's funny. It's really funny.
It is funny. I love that one.
That's one of my favorite movies. That was a bad example, but I can't say that I don't know, if I wanted to sit down and get a rewarding feeling from a movie, I would watch Citizen Kane with Orson Welles.
Citizen Kane's a good movie.
All right, cool. Here's some dialogue. I fucking hated that movie. I thought it was absolute.
That's
okay,
fine.
It's one of those
That's
things
fine.
where
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie, but
in its time period, 3 hours for the sled. It was like, if you did you really have to wait that long to be so poetic? It was a great movie, and it was. I watched it in a film class I took. It was a great movie and monumental.
Can't watch it when someone's forcing you to.
Oh well, no. I watched it with an open mind. I love that. I love that class. I really did.
I loved my film class too, and I don't think we had to watch that one.
No, well, that's a monumental one because of the different camera angles they use
Yeah.
and all the different tactics. As a movie, I was just so disappointed. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things where I watched it.
It had
and
too
I
much of a
wanted
build-up.
to like it.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I just, as a person, I didn't. I respect. It's like the Beatles. I respect where they came from. Actually, I love the Beatles, but it's just one of those things. Oh, a lot of people, why people don't like the Beatles, but they can respect where it came from.
Oh, I don't like the Beatles.
Right, but
At
you can
all.
at least.
They were yesterday's Backstreet Boys. That's it.
Dude, they were in sync with LSD.
Yeah.
Like
they were literally just the first boy band. That's why it was like they were the first to do it. So that's why they're so great. But in all
The
reality,
music's good though.
it's dude, a lot of their songs are shit.
You ever heard the shit
lot
that's
of their
not on
songs
the
are
radio, like
shit.
Octopus's Garden? Like that's cool.
No, I'm saying they have some good
There's
songs,
some solid music,
but also
and the
they have some
instrumentals
songs
were
that are
decent
just
as well.
garbage.
Well, there was the early days with the surf rock, of course, which is about as generic gets.
Yeah, man, like the Beach Boys.
No,
like,
don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
no, I'm thinking of the monkeys.
saying,
I want the Monkey Mobile. That the old I think it was built off of a GTO, where they switched the headlights or
you
something.
guys even know the theme to the Monkeys?
We are the monkeys who la la. I have no idea.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I know absolutely nothing about the Monkeys.
I know
really?
more about the
hey,
car.
we're the Monkeys. People say we're monkeying around. No,
I know
Okay.
more about the car probably than I do the band.
All right, she's over there.
Attendees got you.
But yeah, dude, one of the best movies you'll ever watch, and you don't have to watch it at Christmas time, is It's a Wonderful Life.
What's that one about?
It's about the guy that gets a second chance in life and kind of gets to see what his life would
Oh,
be
is it
like
the,
if he died.
I know what I want. Ba, 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 ba.
I think-
yeah. Clarence.
There you
I
go.
don't-
Clarence!
Yep.
I don't know if you know this about the movie, because I'm pretty sure it's a Wonderful Life that this was about. When that movie came out, it was panned. It was shit. No
Yeah.
one liked it.
Dude, it's
And-
Terrible life.
And I forgot what network had got the rights.
nobody
to it.
ever rebooted it either.
I forgot
Think
what
about
network
it.
got the rights to it, but it was so cheap. So they're like, fuck it, we'll just take it and throw it on at Christmas time, because what else
Jimmy
are we gonna
Stewart,
do?
you know how I
And
talk?
then
Oh,
it just
Clarence.
I
that
know it
that
from
itself
a Family
made
Guy
it a
reference, I
classic.
think.
That like just some I think it was ABC. I'm just gonna say
dude,
ABC. I
if
don't
you ever want to
remember.
make it big, just make a holiday classic.
No,
Dude,
but
no,
that's-
it's not a holiday classic. You can watch it now. You can watch it in summer. I watched it when I was sick. It was on at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck movie is this? I watched it till the very end. I'm like,
Clarence. All right, Citizen Kane, thank you.
yeah,
The
dude.
stand-up slow clap.
yes, yes.
No, but I'm saying like that's how that movie got.
But Jimmy
fucking
Stewart talks
popular.
so funny. He, in his older years, he used to go on Johnny Carson. He'd be like, he would write stupid poems. He was like, I went to the Sahara and I saw a snake. I wish I had a rake. Like he had this
It sounds like some Jim Morrison stuff.
really weird voice. And like, I always thought nobody would reboot it. Like, how could you reboot it? Like nobody could do Jimmy Stewart's voice. Would come back and like the town, like there's like strippers.
I don't know. They made a Christmas Story too.
well, the
girls are dressed
nicely.
When did Spaceballs come out? Was that 90s?
That was 80s.
88. 88.
Yeah, throw that on my list. That's
Slap
a good
that
one.
on my
Okay.
80s movies for me.
I've never seen it.
Fucking love Spaceballs.
Really?
Never
Love
seen it.
Mr.
Spaceballs.
Movie Reference has not seen Spaceballs.
What about
No.
Blazing Saddles?
Come on.
Robin Hood Men in
Never
Tights?
saw that
Absolutely.
one. Never saw that
But you didn't
one.
see Spaceballs.
No.
Young Frankenstein, I
Never.
assume.
Absolutely. I'm a
Okay.
huge Gene
I saw a
Wilder
little
fan.
bit of that one.
But I'm just saying, like, you didn't see Spaceballs?
No, and I'm gonna blow you guys out of the
Merchandising.
water right now.
Dude, it's a very
I
good
never
movie.
saw Titanic.
No, brace yourselves. I have never seen.
Titanic's overrated.
I've never seen one Star Wars.
That's fine.
You're not
I think
missing
Star Wars is
anything.
actually very overrated.
Yeah, it's really
Never
not that
seen
great.
I think Star Wars is a very overrated movie
I
franchise.
saw that. I'm sorry if that didn't blow our minds as much as you wanted to, because it looks like you really wanted to react.
No, because
to that.
everyone's reaction like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no.
It's okay.
It's okay. There you go. It's all right.
It's pretty good. I know what. Here's the thing. I'm very backwards in my Star Wars thinking. I like the first movie a lot. The first.
When you say the first, you mean the original first or the
No, like-
episode 1?
canonical first, episode 1.
I
whatever
liked
it was
episode 1
called.
also.
There's so many
I forgot
things
what the
that
fuck
like
it was
people
called, like
do.
a young Anakin.
Right.
Like
That was a
now
good
this
one.
is pod racing. I love that shit, dude.
Also great
Love that
N64 game to come out of it.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, pod racing on N64 was amazing.
I liked San Francisco Rush on N64.
That was a good one. Better in arcade.
Yeah,
Better in arcade.
Absolutely better in arcade. But like,
Star
I
Wars
never
came out with some
played
great
any.
games.
I've never played Madden, or like
fine.
any NHL game on. any-
I will tell you, there's one football game that's like the arcade.
terrible
I can't do it though.
The
I
arcade
can't.
sports games are a lot of fun. Like I got Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey for N64.
I can't. I
It's
like
just,
nature too much. I can't do it.
It's like an
You'll sit down and watch a
hockey
2-hour
game.
movie, but you can't play a half hour of. Don't you try and play that card, sir.
I can't. I
Don't
can't.
you try and be above video games because you like nature.
There's no redeeming quality for the fake Bills beating the fake Eagles. Like I
Bring
can't. Like,
Well, then
you know what I
try
mean?
an adventure game.
No,
do you
I'm-
think I like sports games?
Wait, no, I'm saying what do you mean about the nature?
Like I just like being outside.
He's better than video
I would
games.
take a day out. Like
Oh, but that's fine. He just doesn't enjoy video games.
no, I
That's
can't.
fine.
Like I like old video games I do, but I just can't take the time it takes to do it. You know what
Why
I
are
mean?
you so easy to bag on me, but we got something solid on him, and you're like,
Because here's the difference. He has legitimate points here. Things you're just stupid.
No, he's right.
fucker, what the? He's right.
He's right. You're right. He had a chance and he didn't take it.
Thank you. I'm right. That might be the first time that was ever muttered on this podcast. Well, thank you, sir.
Well, no, because I'm not going to be able to convince him. He just doesn't like video games. So what am I
I
going to
like
say?
Mario Kart on the Wii.
I was going more. He doesn't have to.
It's okay game. Mario Kart.
Mario Kart only belongs on the N64.
No, it doesn't.
No,
no, it doesn't.
No.
It's Mario Kart 64 is an okay game at best. They made such better. The one after it's better. Double Dash blows it out of the goddamn
Double Dash
water.
is fucking garbage.
Double Dash is garbage.
Double Dash is a good game.
Garbage.
You just don't like the one song,
Garbage.
which is
No.
okay
No,
because
no,
that
no,
song
no,
does
no.
suck.
No.
But the rest of the game is better. It's
All right,
better.
Captain Triggered.
It's
no,
better.
I
It's
hate
better. No,
the
because I'm
physics
so
of
sick
Double
of this.
Dash.
It's no Mario Kart 64. Just because you're good at it doesn't make it a good game. It's
I
an
actually
okay
just
game
thoroughly
now.
It kind of
enjoyed
does justify it being a good game in your own mind if you're good at it.
Okay,
It-
somebody
the
can
Wii
really
one
good
is the
at
best.
ET,
I'm
but
good
that
at
game still
Elmo's Number
sucks.
Adventure. I don't think that's a good game.
What?
I'm good at Elmo's Number Adventure. I don't think that's a good game.
No, because that's educational games.
Dude, I was good at
Most of
Treasure
those
Math
things
Storm too, but I'm not going to go play it. You know what I mean? Dude, when people come
I'm
over,
amazing at Bookworm Adventures, but fuck who cares?
Mario Party,
Putt is my shit.
Mario Party, N64. I like Sonic. There was a Tiny Toon Adventures game for this Sega. I loved it.
That was a good
I,
one.
loved it.
I played that
I
on Super
haven't
Nintendo.
And
played
I
that
have
in
almost every Atari
years.
game, like every regular production Atari game, like ever.
Right on.
No, but okay. All right, so I'm trying to now like physically wrap myself around like the games you like. So you like old school games,
I like how you
but
actually
not
wrapped
sports
around your
games.
wire for that. That was nice.
I
Well,
can't
I
do it.
almost went around my wire here. I didn't want to like pull it. So
I just
So-
lost too many friends. I'll tell you why. I'll give you a really good background. I lost too many friends to be like, hey, man, you want to go fishing? I can't, man. I got a Madden game tonight, or I got a Call of Duty match tonight. I can't do it. I'm like, dude, you'd rather do that than like go fishing and like a nice, night in June? You know what I mean? I lost too many friends to it, and I couldn't see it. I just couldn't grasp it.
All right,
Well-
I got no argument for that one then.
I mean, if you're talking to someone who physically won't ever hang out with you because they'd rather do that instead, then yes,
well, they
that
do,
might
but
be
it
not
limited my human interaction when like all the online gaming came out. Like, and I mean, I did a little bit of it, but I couldn't get into it.
And you know what? Something I missed. We actually touched on it with Satchel too, because he showed the picture. Like it was just a picture of like 4 kids playing GoldenEye on split screen.
Yeah.
But point being, is they're all sitting next to each other, sitting on like a pillow or a blanket or something.
Yeah.
They had the little Cheetos and whatnot. Like that was so overlooked as a social experience with our parents.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you'd be more the parent, dude. I had so many great memories.
Oh,
and
I did
moments.
too.
Now I'm like kind of backing away from me saying okay from earlier because you're blaming the game itself instead of the person.
No, I know
I'm
that,
seeing.
but it was like,
There's a great video on Newgrounds. There is a great video that screwed me up when I was younger because it was all about a gentleman who, I mean, he was married and lost his wife. He lost like his custody, everything. because he
I
was
know
just
people
so-
that have lost relationships over video games.
Right. Well, I consider marriage a relationship. But point being was,
But it's not the game's fault.
No, it's not the game's fault.
It's the
There
person's
is
the
a
person's fault,
healthy
you're
way
right.
to stay into video games. I mean, there's conventions. I went to my first anime convention, which isn't video games, but still nerd culture. I've been going to PAX with him.
Yeah.
There's still open interaction. There's people that build costumes. There's a whole woodworking company that's all based around tabletop games with magic and everything. Like there is a healthy way to consume video gaming. That is not when you
Right.
are giving up social interactions. And like if it's something that they do daily, like I've had a night or two. I'm not gonna lie.
I guess it's this. It's like he's saying back to it being the person, but it's like I've had people like cancel like a event or like planned things because
That
of
sucks.
the games, and it
well,
does
then that's
suck.
that.
That's
I'd say
not the
that's,
games though. That's addiction,
the person.
man. That's,
Somebody there has
yeah.
an issue where
What's important to them?
like they're
Right.
not saying
Well-
it's either what's important to them or maybe something was coming up for that event where they're like, I don't want to deal with that, or they're freaking out about something, so they're gonna cancel it and say like, I can't do it. I have this to do instead. And that thing happened to be like, I don't know, they have a raid in World of Warcraft that they're going to do instead.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's a big thing. It only happens, and those people are going to be there, so that's why I can't do it. And it seems in their head, it's a logical excuse, but to you, you're like, fuck, this game now just ruined my time with this person.
Yeah,
But that's
right.
more
It is
so
the person. You're right.
person's fault rather than say, if you were ever going to go hang out and, I'm over there playing Zelda or whatever, and you're like, hey, man, you want to come out? I can put that game down. Or if it's a night where it's just one night, I'm like, I'm going to stay in.
That's
and
different.
It's more
You're
so
not
me.
canceling. You're just choosing not to.
Yeah. But then
You know
I'm
what I
saying, then
That's the
I feel like
person.
if somebody is constantly canceling on you and saying the game, I think is definitely their excuse.
Yeah.
Something is going on
Scapegoat
with
of
that
sorts.
person. Yeah, it's a scapegoat.
No, for sure.
Something is going on with that person to where they're using this game as an excuse than rather saying like, maybe they have anxiety that they walked outside and met a guy who looked at them wrong and said like, watch yourself or something. Whatever. Just make
Yeah.
up something. So
So-
he
yeah.
doesn't want to go outside anymore. So instead of telling you like, I'm afraid for my well-being for XYZ reason,
Right.
he's going to then use the excuse, I have to go do this in this game, and that's why I can't come out.
Yeah.
I would say that is more, or, it could be that they have full-blown addiction. They just love doing that thing, and that's the thing that blows off like endorphins in their head, and they're like,
Yeah,
I
but see,
fucking
that's
love doing this.
Well, I mean, that's okay. That could be a hobby, but you have to if your hobby's racing or if your hobby's drinking. But if you're choosing to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna ditch you guys, or I'm gonna make you like sit on the couch tonight because I'm gonna just drink, or I'm gonna go race unplanned. It's just it's the person.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think
totally
that's more
right.
so the person, because like to relate it to him, he's never done it, but there could be a time where I'm like, hey Spencer, ready to go to I don't know, fucking medieval times, and Spencer's like, no, I'm gonna work on my car instead.
well, I mean,
And like he'll just like blow me. No, I'm just saying like because you just want to tinker around with something new.
Yeah,
on
but
your
you didn't
car.
have it planned.
or a car or like a car that you're trying to do a project on.
right.
If we have a planned date and you blow me off to go like work on a car or something, I'm not trying to shame you, but I'm saying like I wouldn't be like fucking cars. I would just be like, okay, something's going on with Spencer here.
Yeah.
That's gonna blow me off and say that it's the car.
Right. Well, but I guess I could think of a few occasions when we were in college where we just stayed in and played Mario Party instead of going out. Like it just
Mario Party's awesome. That's,
well, regardless what the game
I was
is.
2 hours late
You know
to a
what?
party because I was playing Star Fox.
Even if extra fashionable late. And I can't let you do that, Brian.
I was straight up 2 hours late to a party because I was playing Star Fox, and I was like,
I've
"Shouldn't we have
ditched
left
people
already?" And I
for
was like,
concert tickets.
oh yeah.
If somebody calls me and says, "Hey man, I got an extra ticket for this," I will cancel on my friends.
That's
Perfect
toughy.
example. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, but that's not like I mean, it has
But
to be a good concert.
Oh, but I'm saying, like, to
But
you,
that's all subjective.
I'm saying that's
Just like
subjective
video
to
games,
you.
it's all
It
subjective.
could be. What's your favorite band?
I would say the Misfits might be.
Okay,
with
someone's
one
like
of
Misfits tickets. Tattoos. For all those in Radioland, he shows the tattoo, the Misfits logo.
them. Yeah.
But to you, it's like, holy shit, it's the Misfits. I gotta go see that.
Yeah.
When for
It might
me, it's
be
like
this is shitty punk band. Yeah.
when Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild just came out for me, and I'm like, oh shit, like, I fucking love Zelda. Like, that's the new game. Like, I'm ready to play it.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, we're going to go to Topgolf tonight. Like, and I'm just like, I can't go out. Cause I'm like, Zelda's out.
All right.
I'm saying, like,
It's
you know,
all
I'm trying
subjective.
to, it's subjective to where.
But
whatever
thankfully,
it is.
concerts to ditch friends over don't happen every night.
No, they don't. That
That's the
doesn't
thing.
happen
They're,
often.
but the thing, we're trying to compare apples to oranges. They're very different mediums. Concerts are an experience because they only happen then. Well, video games you can really play whenever you want.
Yeah. But it, like my neighborhood just like completely
It's
like
just kind of-
like Moses parting the
Right.
Whoops, I just totally ruined that picture. Parting the Red Sea. It's just like my one neighborhood, like we stayed like camping and hiking and fishing, and then the other half was just like
But that's bound to happen in
shut-ins,
life,
like
man.
for the rest of the like.
That's-
Maybe not even shut-ins,
just
but
how-
it's going to happen
just
with
how
any
some-
hobby.
Yeah.
Some people work
Like,
out;
it's-
they're just super.
I don't look
introverts.
down.
You know, I
Yeah.
stopped hanging out with friends and some friends in high school because I was working on my car with my other friend. Not out of maliciousness or anything. It's just you need time to do one or the other.
Yeah.
And you just
Or you
kind of-
find
it
interest and
happens.
you want to explore that.
You know, it's
interest.
interesting you kind of display it like that or portray it this way because, like, I feel like video games were bastardized to me for me at a younger age. Even though I had parents that would buy me pretty much anything I ever asked for, like they would supply the games and then shame me for playing them all the time.
Yeah, really.
And it got
yeah.
to the point where
It's like your Wii Fit telling you you're fat. Like, what do you do? What?
like, fuck you, you're a
I'm supposed
Wii.
to have
Don't
fun
judge
with you.
me.
Yeah. It's like your grandmother, like, eat this, and then you eat it. She's like, you're gaining weight. You're like,
Right,
what the
or it's
fuck?
like, here, this one.
You go to
this
grandma's
is-
house,
this
she
is
makes
for
you,
your
like,
girlfriend, You're
cookies.
fat. Yeah.
potatoes or whatever.
But
And
She makes goulash
Just
and like gives
like-
you a plate to go and like you what and then she
it's like
sees you
you're
next
you're
time, like,
6 and she makes you the plate of cookies. You come over and you're 12. It's like, why are you so fat?
Yeah.
She gave me cookies, Grandma.
Like you have to be a step behind them if you don't want any food. Like you have to kill them.
Right.
If you want a little bit, you said like a little bit of food. Like you know what I mean? It's
But
just-
here I am at 28 years old, finally going to conventions like often, and I just wonder sometimes, like, what if I didn't fall out of it? It really could have gone down the same track that you're saying. I could have stayed a complete introvert and just never went outside and fell into a hole per se that way.
Right.
Or I could have gotten in with the nerdier friends and started actively
Well,
going
that's
to different
because-
So you
areas.
have to find like the medium, like
But
the
I
little
was shamed
in
to the
between.
point. I mean, it starts off with a whole issue. You can start with a whole issue about me caring about what others think. That's completely. We could go into a whole thing that we.
Oh,
touched on
trust me,
this.
we could dance on that topic.
And
for
I'm saying
sure.
also because
Glad
it's just
you
you
noticed.
have an older generation, and it's something they don't understand. A lot of
No.
them don't
Pong
want to
did not
learn.
have the same
They don't want
value
to
as
learn
Zelda.
what it's like to experience the thing you're experiencing.
As an
Because like
adventure.
there was a perfect comic I read. I think I talked about this before when Brennan-Floss had comics. He had one where it was like a kid playing a video game, and the dad's like, "Why is he there playing the video game? Back in my day, we'd watch a good old TV show." And then it's like the dad is a kid, and like the grandpa, who used to be his dad time, is like, "Why this kid sitting inside watching TV? Back in my day, we used to go outside and play like stickball."
Yeah,
and
we
then
throw
it's him as a
rocks at
kid
each other.
hitting the stick ball, and it's like, why are these kids outside playing sports all the time? We used to read books, and it's like go like way back in the day.
That
And the
or
kids are
it's-
reading books, and it's like, why are all these kids reading books? Why aren't they working to make the pyramids or whatever? It's like, it's like going all the way back and back
Grandpa
and
has
back.
mummy dust on his hands.
But it's just like it went back to that, and it's just like you put it into perspective where it's like the new thing comes out. The kids are interested in it because it's new, shiny, and different.
I'm
and all
touching
the older
yourself.
people,
Sorry.
it's fine. It's just fine. I would show you later. But then the older people are just like, ooh, there's this newfangled technology that I don't like, and I'm gonna shame these kids for liking it because I don't know what it is, and it's dumb to me.
Yeah,
It's like how we shit on kids for playing with fidget
I
spinners.
don't want to seem like the old man. Like this isn't music. Like I don't want to seem like that, but I kind of.
Oh, I'm totally like that with
But
music.
dude, but own it. Like
I'm
it's
totally
okay.
like
You
that
are
with music.
you bring up a solid point. It's just there's two sides to the story. You know, obviously,
I like the
again,
discrepancy
it
though.
comes,
You love video games. I don't really like them.
Yeah.
You like different '80s movies. I like Oscar-winning screenplays.
Welcome to Shootin'
my
the
goal-
Shibby, man. That's what we do.
Dude, I'm
my goal is
Right
not
on,
to
brother.
make you feel bad about not liking video games.
And mine is
Right.
not to make you feel
Yeah.
good for liking them. I think
All
this is
I want
awesome.
to
This
do
is
is
your,
just
we are bringing
show you
understanding to a
maybe
situation.
another side that you
Yeah.
didn't see before.
And I think it's
Right,
funny you
right.
mentioned the comic like that. I saw another one about Let's Players because you have like all these kids are wasting so much time watching other people play video games, and meanwhile you have people glued to the TV watching sports. It's like you're
yeah.
watching someone
Dude,
play the
that's
thing.
a fucking awesome analogy.
Yeah, I love that
Wow.
comic. I love that comic.
At least Let's
where
Players
someone's
play
like,
different games too.
idiot. Why you could be playing the game yourself and it's
That-
him eating popcorn watching a football game.
That is an
Right.
excellent
Yeah,
point.
dude.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
love
You
that.
could
I love
be out
that
playing
point.
basketball yourself, or you could be playing Call of Duty yourself.
Right, or you
But
can watch someone play
sometimes
Call of
it's
Duty.
just fun to watch other people
Right.
do it
Oh,
because
and speaking of ASMR, there's a lot of Let's Play ASMRs.
I could. There's ASMR is evolved into. There's an ASMR everything.
Well, no,
it's almost
yeah.
Rule 34 of the internet. at this
there's
point.
there's a whole subreddit called Hitbox Porn about games with like really nice hitboxes of like I don't know if, to explain to you. I don't know if you know
know
what
what?
hitbox
I
is.
have no idea.
So for hitbox, so say like you're playing a fighting game, and so you're playing like Street Fighter. Do you know what Street Fighter is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sega.
Well,
Street Fighter 2. Hadouken. E Honda.
There you go.
I'm just trying to pick that because I know you
Okay.
don't like games all that much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the game that you would know.
Street
So
Fighter 2. That's
so
fine.
fighting games, hitboxes are a big thing about that. So like if I'm playing as Ryu and you're Ken and I'm kicking you, like the hitbox would be like, where are you kicking me? So like the hitbox registers that as a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So like back in the day, it was like the hitboxes are gonna they'll probably be a little off because everything was kind of more block like, and it was harder back in the day to kind of really define like where the hitbox was. But now in the days we have really great technology, so like hitboxes can be very pristine on like where in the body like they can get hit. So it's not like I'm kicking you here, but since the box back then was out, I'm kicking the air and you're still getting hit.
Like when
It's really
Raiden
good
would
physics.
shoot across the screen and somebody was crouched and the guy
Yeah.
would go, "Ah!"
and
Right,
like
and
you
you're
would
like,
hit me,
"What the fuck?"
even
Yeah,
though
dude, who's crouching?
even
Yeah,
though you
exactly.
go over me, like I'm a character
Finish
whose
him.
hitbox is up a little more, and you would hit me, and that
The
registers a hit.
character
and
you
it's
visually
bullshit.
see does not actually represent what can get hit. If that
Exactly.
makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But nowadays we have such great hitboxes because they can fine tune that shit.
Yeah.
So now it's like hitting like the hair follicle on somebody, and it's just like perfectly like getting like these like hits kind of.
I can see. I can. I
Well,
can
you wanna know
understand
People love
the
seeing
HD
shit like
element
that.
of it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
want to know what I also love? I don't know why. I can't think of any games off the top of my head, but I love a solid footstep sound effect in a game. I love footstep sound
Play
effects.
Super
Back to your
Mario Odyssey.
Amsterdam story.
That's very true.
in games.
Play Super Mario Odyssey.
I mean,
Yes. I
Dude,
played that game. I
yeah.
like that game.
No, like like the different outfits you get and the different like
I can't
sand,
believe
ground,
I just
grass.
made you guys think I don't like video games. My family tradition. I have two siblings,
It's
a
okay,
younger brother
nothing-
and a sister. Listen to this though. Let me get this out of my system.
Sure.
I have to redeem myself in some way. I have a younger brother, a younger sister. We're all in our they're in their 20s. I just turned 30.
right.
Every year, the Christmas Eve, the night before Easter, and the night before Thanksgiving, we don't go out and do the whole friend thing. Us three just get together. We get a case of our favorite alcohol, and we play all PlayStation 1, like Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, Crash Team Racing, like the SpongeBob game. That's what we
Ooh.
do.
Atlantis Squapantis.
Yeah,
The
that's
battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yes.
God, is that what it's really called?
The battle. What?
Atlantis Square Panther.
Yes, that is a game.
Yeah.
I think it's by THQ.
It is
Oh
by
Jesus
THQ.
Christ! They made all the shitty third-party movie and
Why
TV
do you
show
think they don't
games.
exist anymore?
But that's our thing. Or Twisted Metal 2 we play.
I fucking love
That's
Twisted
my
Metal
favorite
2.
game. I just bought that. I bought a new
Dude, Twisted
copy
Metal
of it.
2.
Good
Did you
call.
unlock Minion yet?
Yeah. dude.
Yeah.
The tank? Of course.
Did you
You
put
put
in
the
the
tank
secret
backwards.
Yeah, did you put in the
gun-
secret code and get Sweet Tooth?
Oh, we have sweet. Yeah, we have.
Oh,
Sweet Tooth.
fuck yeah, dude. I love that shit.
Yeah, but we have a PS1 marathon. We've done it for like 8 years, dude. We get shit faced the
Dude,
night
hell
before
yeah.
holiday, dude. I have been
fucking
hungover.
love to play some
I have
Twisted
been
Metal 2.
home. I have been hung over. So many Christmas morning pictures. Look at him like, why does Kyle look so sad? I'm like,
Why don't we do
I'm
a
like,
Twitch stream of Twisted Metal 2?
let's do it.
Let's get hammered and play Twisted Metal 2.
A drunk let's play of
Fuck
all.
yeah.
I'm down.
Fuck yeah.
I'm down.
I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal. God, it's so good, dude. The stories, all the different endings of just like it's so great because then people are just like, I wish for this, and he's like, some guy's like, we wish we could fly, and he's like, granted. And the two guys jump off the roof thinking they'll fly, and they
This
land
is
flat
the
in their
original
face. And he's like,
PlayStation one, though?
I wonder if I can get the price back for these tickets. And it's just like, oh, I got him! It's so good.
The original Twisted Metal 2 on the original PlayStation is the shit.
It's so good, dude. Twisted
It is
Metal
so
1 is
good.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal 3 and 4 suck dick.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot 2 was pretty good.
I have all
Don't think I
three
played it.
crashes in HD on the PS4. They re-released them.
Yeah, they did. My brother just got that. Yeah. Very good.
It's the only issue with them is that since is that Crash 3 had different mechanics.
Yeah.
Of how Crash jumped or whatever.
And it was a lot different. If you went from 1 to 3, it was like a complete
Yeah,
nightmare.
it was very different with the mechanics of how Crash moved. And the problem with the remaster that they did was that Crash moved like he does in 3.
His hitboxes were off.
Yeah. So everything was very off. There you go. Everything was off.
got it,
for
man.
what,
I learned something.
You got it, man.
We learned and laughed.
Yeah.
We did a full slice collaboration.
All of,
Aye, sir.
all of Crash's mechanics were off.
Yeah.
So people who only played like 1 or 2 would get the game and they tried to play it again. They're like, why am I sucking so much?
Yeah.
It's because Crash handles like he does in Crash Warped, which I think was the 3rd one.
Right. Crash Bandicoot Warped, yeah.
Yeah, so then people are like, why the fuck do I suck so much? And it's
Right,
like,
right.
oh, because he's acting like he is in 3, because
Right.
that's the engine there, or like the mechanics that Crash is running off of. So that was like a whole thing, and then people had to describe that, and people had to get used to Crash again. Wow. Because, like, say maybe Crash took like 2 seconds to jump, now he's taking like 2.5.
Right.
And like just something as small as that will throw somebody off trying to make precision jumps like they do in Crash.
It's a fun holiday tradition, though. I love it. Just also to put it in perspective, I had an Xbox 360 for like 5 years and never had one game for it. I just used it for Netflix.
I have a Nintendo Switch that I have a game for, and still in its wrapper.
What game do you have for that?
I have Breath of the Wild.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, man, you'd love that game.
I want to Twitch stream it. I'm trying to figure out the logistics first, and once
Get
I
no
do,
gato.
Yay, spend more money. So
People have to
gentlemen,
do
Just
that.
enjoy the game, dude.
I know.
Just
I know.
enjoy.
Dude, this
the
was
game.
fun.
I want to.
Just
I'm glad you
enjoy
enjoy
the
yourself, my
game,
friend.
dude.
But in conclusion, gentlemen, what have we all learned this episode? Kyle, is there anything in specifically? Yes,
I learned
specifically.
that Brian did not, or I learned that Spencer did not like Orson Welles' hitboxes.
The hitbox of the
I will
sled
not
was
slow
off.
clap for that.
No, I learned that there is a different perspective on video games and my, friends and their relationships and stuff like that. It's the person. I think that we got a little deep there, even though this is a comedically edged show. I think that's a very true statement.
We had a moment two episodes ago where we talked about.
I
like,
learned
religion.
that if you take a double splitter, take one of the single splitters, put it back in the double splitter, put the female end in the male end, and then the other male end back into the soundboard, you could split 2
we
headphones
will
off of the
take
other
a
splitter.
picture for the Instagram to show the amount of malarkey.
Dude,
that
I
we
can't
went
believe
through.
I figured it out, though.
I can't believe it either. I
that
genuinely.
looks like when you plug an extension cord into itself and you give yourself infinite power.
It's pretty.
Do you realize what we did, though? Like, it's coming out into the splitter to this,
Right.
and then we looped it back into itself and then split off of that.
Radio world is so confused.
Very, very cool. Like,
Yeah, you made spaghetti.
yeah, but it worked. Spencer's like, I don't think this is going to work. Check. It's working.
I'm pretty sure you were the one that said it didn't work, and I just agreed with you. Okay. Brian,
Said it
what'd you
probably
learn?
won't work.
Brian, what'd you learn?
What did I learn today? There's a lot. I'm trying to narrow it down. What'd you learn today? Come back to me.
I learned that I love how saturated the podcast world is, because I find that a lot of mediums, I think, especially if you think from a business perspective, you want the majority market. But I mean, College Humor made a video that I hated, probably because I have a podcast, but it's pretty much about your podcast sucks.
Yeah.
I seen that video.
Cool. But like I think it's even in your promo, Kyle, you made a promo video to distribute to people. Your promo is, if you don't fucking like the podcast, then watch another or listen to another one. But that's perfect though. And I never thought there could be so many different perspectives or different ways for a bunch of people to just sit down and talk. Different styles, different art styles, and it's so cool because it's one of those things where I've also yet to meet someone. You want to go for it? Go for it, champ.
So many good people on the show, too. Tons. That's the beauty of podcasting. If you don't fucking like it, click another fucking show.
There you
I
go.
like it.
But it's also like it's one of those mediums where if you have a podcast and you know someone else has a podcast or any sort of creative like internet medium, everyone wants to be there and help. Everybody wants to help.
I do.
Everyone
I
wants
totally
to see
do.
each other thrive. We're all here.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's the best kind of competition in the entire world because it's like it's like watching that race where one person trips and falls and everyone turns around to help him back instead of trying to cross at the same time.
And there's no competition either. Like, I've worked with WMMR's podcast, the Thoughts on Stuff podcast,
Right.
Todd Glass show, and there's no competition. Like, I love collaborating with other podcasts. I would
This
do
is
this
fun,
again in a
man.
heartbeat. I would
I
have
hope
you
you had
guys
fun,
try our
man.
medium. You know what I mean?
Because in all reality, it's like it's a competition. But everything else, like
Everyone's a winner.
helping other people, only helps yourself too. when other people thrive,
Cross-promotion
you will
and
thrive as
networking will
well.
get you will flourish.
That's something a lot of YouTubers like to get out too. It's just like, hey, you know, when you're done watching me, check out this guy. He's got some great stuff too. And it's just like, yeah, I guess you could see it as like a, hey, if like, you know, get a lot more people watching, it's a lot more for you too. But it's just cool because you can collaborate there with other people.
It just opens up your other worlds for people.
Because then if you just shut yourself in and do it yourself, then back to the other point, you're going to burn yourself out doing the same shit over again where you can collaborate with someone else and get some new ideas.
Like ASM artists working together.
So is that your what I've learned today?
Yeah.
Is going to use that as you
I'll
learned
go
today?
with that.
That was
And
excellent.
what I learned today is also we need to promote this podcast a little more.
Well,
Yeah.
that's yes, we do.
We'll talk about
we,
that
we
off
need,
air.
we need to pretty much do cold calls. Hi, have you listened to Shootin' the Shibby? Who are you?
Call them as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, I'm going to attempt to be Bob today. That's another thing I miss about Bob. This would be my favorite decompression part where he starts doing all the promo stuff. But anyway, you've been listening to Shootin' the Shibby. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Shibby Shack, our Instagram at Shibby Shack Official. Like us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars or 1. We'll just take the help anyway. Also, subscribe.
Tell us why
we
we
are-
suck.
We are we are open to criticism. We are on Spotify, Player FM, TuneIn, shootintheshibby.podbean.com. Also a shout out to our wonderful, beautiful graphic artist Bethany at Crafters Quest. Shout out to DJ Quads for the amazing music. Also make sure to follow and subscribe to our Twitch account at twitch.tv/shibby_shack. I always get that wrong. I always think it's twitch.com. It's twitch.tv. That's Brian, Spencer, and I, which I'm Bob right now, will take turns streaming every now and then. And we broadcast live each and every Monday night. For one final time, for Spencer, Brian, and I'm Bob. Thanks for listening.
And our guest.
And
Yeah.
our guest, Kyle. I'm reading the teleprompter.
You can find your
Kyle, I'm sorry. And Kyle, please give us every detail about your wonderful podcast.
You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud. Just search Full Slice Podcast. Instagram, Full Slice Podcast. Check us out. Send us clips. Send us whatever you want to do. Something you want to hear on the show. Something you want audio tweaked. We'll do it for you. Come find it and let us know what you think.
Bob, come back.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you very much. It was
Kyle?
it was very fun.
I'm so happy you came on. I'm a little. Thanks for coming on, my friend. It's one of the things where I tried so hard not to fuck it up, but I'm still me. And
No, I appreciated it. I enjoyed it, and I would love to come back.
right on, brother.
Take care.
I'd like to love you every day.